All the high school hoops fans here on 1480 KRAE as we get set for our very first matchup here for 2020. I am Chris Polton, of course, joined alongside Nick Proietti. A couple of South High basketball games tonight as the Lady Fightin Bison will be going up against the Evanston Devils, and then we'll have the boys against Casper, Kelly Walsh, the reigning 4A state champions in the Trojans.
We are, however, running a bit behind as right now we have boys action here in the main gymnasium here at Cheyenne South, as it is a barn burner here between Green River and Wheatland right now, where Wheatland does have at least the 3-point advantage with 2.1 seconds remaining. Again, one free throw to at least make for this athlete right now out there for Wheatland, and he will hit. So a 4-point advantage, and it looks like that's going to be ball game where Wheatland's going to come away with a victory over Green River, as now we are set for girls action between Cheyenne South, again, the Lady Fightin Bison, Evanston, the Lady Red Devils. Again, a matchup that's going to be very intriguing. Two teams that are right now sitting below at least the Mendoza line, looking to at least get on the positive track here in 2020, including Chad DeBryan's squad that comes into this contest after last night's at least loss here in day number 1 of the Taco John's Invitational. Again, as they sit right now 2-5 overall, looking to at least get back into, that winning side, that winning track, and this is probably the perfect opponent here around their home gymnasium to at least get back on that right track and take care of business against Evanston.
Well, these two teams have played. They played in Green River in the Flaming Gorge tournament, and that was a 44-28 win for Evanston, and that was before the Christmas break. As far as Cheyenne South goes, they did lose last night, as Nick said, to Rock Springs. Rock Springs probably one of the tougher teams on the other side of the region. They did lose that game 54-47. It was a lot worse than that when the fourth quarter started. They were down 23 points. They went on a 19-0 run in that fourth quarter. They actually outscored the Lady Tigers 23-7 in the fourth quarter. But as we had talked to Coach DeBryan just before this game, this team cannot dig themselves in holes, especially when you look at the quadrant right now where Central's number 2, East is number 1, and then you have Laramie as well. Of course, the other part of the whole region has the reigning champions in Thunder Basin, plus you have Campbell County, who is always tough as well on that northern side of the state.
You basically say the eastern side of things on both boys and girls are pretty tough, and again, we know that here in the city of Cheyenne with Cheyenne East, with Cheyenne Central, against Cheyenne South as well, trying to be competitive and again, try to make it to that state tournament, have that opportunity at least come March 9. Want to take this chance to thank all of our fine sports sponsors. Again, I'd like to thank Arrow Moving and Storage, B&B Appliance and TV, Baskin Robbins. We would like to thank also to the LCCC Flight Crew, the Bread Basket Bakery, Burns Insurance, Capital Lumber Company, Charles Schwab, Shine Auto Repair and Service, Chick-fil-A, Fat Boys Tire and Auto, First Education Federal Credit Union, Foot of the Rockies, Holiday Motors, High West Energy, First Tier Bank, Joed Produce, Kia Cheyenne, LCCC, and also to Cheyenne Regional Medical Center, the Injury Prevention Center. As I mentioned with LCCC, again, it's new grounds for me here in 2020. I've been busy with LCCC men's and women's, as we were up in Powell, Wyoming on Wednesday, seeing at least a sweep by LCCC on the ladies and men's side. Do want to remind folks, coming up this Saturday here on 1480 AM, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com, we will have more LCCC action, as we will finally be back here in town over at the RAC on the campus of LCCC, as both teams will host Casper College, the Lady Thunderbirds and Thunderbirds, both teams respectively in the top 25 national rankings. So going to be a tough test for both LCCC squads. Do want to at least also to take this chance to thank more of our fine sports sponsors. I want to thank MHP, Lennox Auto Body, Little Philly, Mary's Mountain Cookies, Medicap Pharmacy, Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union, Merritt Plumbing and Heating, Page and Zach Lane at Number 1 Properties, Pepsi of Cheyenne sponsoring our Pepsi Scoreboard, Pete's Builders, Platte Valley Bank, Taco John's, the Gill Window Company, and also to Y. Chris?
Well, here you got Evanston and South out on the floor warming up, as again with our first one here. Should be a good one. Evanston, a feisty team. Actually got a chance to go to East last night to watch them play. They were down at 1 point, 20 points to the Lady Thunderbirds, the number 1 team right now in Class 4A, but they were able to fight their way back, make it a single-digit game in the second half. Ended up losing, I believe, by 12 Of course, with the Taco John invite, East will be playing the Rock Springs teams tonight, both boys and girls. And then Central, you have the schedule there. I'm not sure who Central has tonight.
Let's size that up for action here. At least, again, day 2 of the Taco John's Invitational. Again, South hosting these varsity games. Again, women, at least the girls up first, taking on Evanston, and boys, Casper, Kelly, Walsh. As you mentioned, with Cheyenne East happening over there at the Thunderdome. Again, games that should be underway, or if not getting underway. Again, East will host Rock Springs, and also, too, that's on the girls' side of things. Boys will be hosting Sheridan. That is a tentative start time of 8 o'clock. Central for tonight on the girls' side of things, the Lady Indians, they will host Alliance over there at the Field House. And the boys, they will be taking on the boys squad of Evanston. So the Red Devils will be heading over to Cheyenne Central to see Tag Lane's bunch over there at Cheyenne Central. So, again, we got a lot of action. It's been going on since 9:30 a.m. today. And, again, won't end until at least 8 o'clock-ish, again, with all boys contests happening here throughout the city of Cheyenne.
We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll have more of our pregame show right here on 1480 KRAE.
If you're looking for fun and style, then the new 2019 Kia Optima has what you need. And here at Kia of Cheyenne, we can help you own one. I'm AJ Miller, and the 2019 Kia Optima will reward your daily drive with comfort, performance, and advanced engineering. Kia Optima technology, your phone allows access to remote lock or unlock, climate control, 24-hour roadside assistance, and much more. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com. We'll make it easy.
Welcome back inside here at South High School. The Lady Fightin Bison getting warmed up and ready to play. Had a chance to chat with Coach Chad DeBryan earlier, just mainly about the game, Nick, last night and the frustrations that he had. They said they started off in a half-court pressure because of the fact he wanted to help manage the fouls because they do play so aggressive. Unfortunately, it didn't work. Some of his girls got in foul trouble, namely Van Tassel, who did not have a very strong night last night. Calista Martinez, though, she did maybe got out of her shooting slump a little bit last night. And for South, for Coach DeBryan, he had said once they started doing the full court pressure, that's when they went on that big run. So you have to think here tonight against Evanston, who did not do very well against East and their full court pressure, they turned the ball over a lot. You got to think Coach Chad DeBryan is going to go with what he says is their game, and that's in-your-face pressure.
Well, and it's a situation for Cheyenne South where for the past couple seasons we've been referring to this Lady Fightin Bison team as young, as very inexperienced, so to speak. Again, a team that was going to develop into something special. Well, you know, this is that year where, again, you look up and down this roster, no longer do you see the number 9 amongst a lot of these names for the Lady Fightin Bison and Chad DeBryan squad. You see a lot of juniors and a few seniors tossed in there, and yes, a couple sophomores, and I do believe at least 1 or 2 freshmen a part at least of that roster, but it is something that, you know, excuses, so to speak, kind of run out the door right now for Cheyenne South, where, in my personal opinion, it is shocking to see Cheyenne South right now sitting at 2-5 overall. They've seen, again, a lot of talent, whether it is on the west side, again, competing at least throughout the preseason tournament, and now at least here in town, a part of the Taco John's Invitational. But this is something that for Cheyenne South, you need these wins. You need these kind of tune-up opportunities. It is something it is early season for Cheyenne South. Get the mistakes out of the way. Get this aggressive nature and, again, the foul difficulty and foul trouble. Get it out of your system now before we get into at least that kind of conference play, that East play, and especially the quadrant play where for Cheyenne East and Cheyenne Central, they're not going to take it lightly on you. Again, two of the top teams right now in all of Class 4A.
Yeah, and actually, when we look at their opponent in the Evanston Lady Devils, again coming in at 3-4, let's go ahead and go through their starters. Their head coach, Jeremy Fetzler, again, they lost last night to East over at the Thunderdome. They're going to go to senior guard number 4, Maggie Moore, 4 points a game, 4 rebounds. Senior guard number 5, Amber Lowe, 8 points and 2 rebounds a game. Taryn Wagstaff, senior guard number 14. Her sister we had here a couple of years ago, Emery Wagstaff, who was one of the best scorers in all of Wyoming. She's coming in as a senior, 5.5 points, 3 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.5 steals. Then it's their center, number 24, Zosha Novakoski. She's their leading scorer, 10 points, 7 rebounds a game. And then another forward, a sophomore, number 44, Stacia Barker, 5 points, 8 rebounds, and a block a game. We'll take a minute, timeout, and have the South High Lady Fightin' Bison starters right after this on 1480 KRAE.
College has been something that's always been on the back of my mind.
This is where I found what I wanted, one of my passions, what I really love to do.
In class, I feel more engaged.
The people here do care about you and they want to help you succeed in life.
They make it so easy to be a parent and be able to still go to school.
I like the way I'm improving.
I love being, part of the WHSAA family, and I'm glad I made this step in my life.
Head coach Chad DeBryan and his South High Lady Fightin' Bison come in at 2-5 after that loss last night to Rock Springs. His starters will be as so a junior, number 2, Callista Martinez. She'll split between a guard and a forward. She'll start out as one of the forwards, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Angela Getz, senior guard, number 4, 2.5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Jaya Brown, a junior guard. She'll be mainly running the point, 6 points. For her, she's shooting 57% from behind the arc. Junior guard, number 13, Raina Tovar, 5 points a game, also 2 steals a game. And then their junior forward, she's their leading scorer to this point. Number 22, Riley Van Tassel, 10.5 points per game, 4 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. Nick, this team, they don't score a ton. They're only averaging 44 points a game, so they're going to rely heavily on offense. And then what the biggest thing is this, Nick, is can they turn turnovers into buckets? Because when you score 44 points a game, but you cause as many turnovers as they do, that tells me one thing. You miss the easy layups, and we've seen it both at the high school and at the college, the JUCO ranks.
Yeah.
You can't miss those layups because they come back and get you.
Yeah, without a doubt. Where, again, if it is already slow go for an offensive unit, again, where those are kind of precious, high percentage shots where you should be money on making those, at least, again, point-blank shots. That's what you need to work on, like I said, for Cheyenne South as we get further and further into this at least regular season right now for the Lady Fightin' Bison. Again, it is still kind of tune-up time, so to speak, but it is a situation. It's not dire. It's not dire right now for Cheyenne South, but, again, work it out against Evanston or some of these teams out of the West before you see Laramie, before you see Cheyenne East, Cheyenne Central, Thunder Basin, Gillette. Some of these schools, again, on the east side. And again, you talked with Chad DeBryan and also too had his comments, or at least I had a chance to chat with him as well, too. Again, this East, as we know it, everyone knows it. This east side of the bracket is tough. It's going to be tough to pick up wins.
It is, and you need to get them when you can. And, Coach Chad DeBryan's talking about this team needs to learn how to win. And this is a great opportunity for the Lady Fightin' Bison to get a good win against a decent opponent, an opponent that really likes to play a very similar style to how you like to play. Evanston will be the road team. They're going to be in their road whites. They have red numbers, black on the trim. South will be in their home blacks. They have gold on the shoulders with the Bison right across the top part of their back with the gold numbers. And Nick, we've seen these young ladies. They've kind of matured right in front of us as far as it's now our third year seeing a lot of these young ladies play. You see three of them right now out on the floor in Callista Martinez, Jaya Brown, and Riley Van Tassel. That big three, they're going to have to be the reason why they create some type of history. Last year, it was the first time they beat Central. Now they need to create some more history. It's time to take it to the next level in your junior year. South will start going right to left on your computer screen, radio dial, however you are following along with us here tonight. It's going to be Barker and Van Tassel in the circle.
Do want to mention 8-minute quarters here in the high school ranks. That does apply to both girls and boys.
Hey, we are underway. Martinez for the Fightin Bison will start with the basketball. Give it to her point guard, Brown. Nobody picks her up. She drives and kicks it out to Leggett. Tovar at the top of the arc. She's their main three-point threat is Tovar, shooting 42% on the season. Brown calls it out as she backs it on up. Wagstaff playing defense on her as Evanston starts out in a man. 5-out weave for South. Van Tassel on the block, goes up with the left hand, too strong. The rebound comes to Martinez. She goes up and is fouled. Good job there by Callista Martinez to get the extra opportunity as Sasha Barker will pick up her first.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Barker will pick up her first foul. Team's first called against the Lady Red Devils here.
Martinez will go to the line, 64% on the season for Callista, averaging 10 points a game. First one on the way is going to be too strong and off the left side of the iron. Pushed it a little bit there on that first free throw shot.
Yeah, a little long and strong on that one.
Coach Tad DeBryan, it's not a secret. He says we go as number 2 goes. Martinez with the second one. That one's much better as it climbs through the back rim. When 1-0 South with the lead over Evanston as the Devils will have their first possession here in this first quarter. Leggett will pick up more at the top. Dribbling with the right hand now. It's passed over to Lowe. Lowe down low. Open is Barker. She mishandles it, regathers, and banks it in for 2. That's going to be a tough matchup. Stacia Barker has got about 2 inches on Van Tassel. 2-1. Evanston with the lead now. Brown across the timeline goes Tovar. Left wing up top, Martinez. Hounding her is Brown. And we have a hand check foul. It looks like it will be on Amber Lowe. She tried to cut off the dribble handoff.
As you mentioned, Lowe will pick up that foul. Her first, team second called against Evanston here.
Martinez will inbound it for South. Gets it into the corner to Van Tassel. Back to Martinez. Pulls up from 5. Tries to the bank shot. Misses the rim. And the rebound comes down to Maggie Moore.
Again, high percentage shots right there by Lady Fightin Bison. Again, not falling.
Left wing. Now it's at the top to Barker. Right wing to Wagstaff. Down low all by herself is Novakoski, who banks it in for 2. Give the assist to Wagstaff.
Lady Fightin Bison just falling asleep on that play.
Full court pressure for Evanston. Brown, though, will walk it across the timeline, get into the front court. Wiggling the fingers down, setting up the offense. A little 1-4 low action. Brown beats her man off the dribble, banks it in for 2. Jaya Brown to the rack for the first field goal for the South. It's 4-3, Evanston with the lead.
Gotta love that move on the inside, seeing that open lane and driving.
Lob pass down low. Novakoski has it blocked, but a foul as Callista may have gone a little bit too far in her follow through, and that's going to send Novakoski to the line.
Yeah, got at least a little wrist action there for Callista. She'll pick up her first, team's first call against Cheyenne South here.
Novakoski on the season, 53% from the charity stripe. Second one on the way is short, or first one on the way is short, as here comes it. Andrea Damasin for Jaya Brown. They just don't have any help right now inside. The help side's been late, and Evanston's been able to get that ball in that low block because of no help.
As you mentioned with Damasin coming in for Cheyenne South, she's 5'3", and she's a junior, so again, get a little smaller for Chad DeBryan.
Martinez grabs her second rebound. It's another miss by Novakoski. She goes 0 for 2. Damas has it in the corner, loses her dribble up top. Leggett straight away 3. High arcing, hits the front iron, left iron comes down. It's a rebound for Barker for Evanston.
That ball thought about falling through, but eventually just spit out.
5:50 on the Pepsi scoreboard. Evanston flip 4-3, make it 6-3 as the jumper by Maggie Moore is hit. 6-3 the score. Tovar on the inbound is fouled by Wagstaff. And for Taryn Wagstaff, she'll pick up her first and already the third team foul. And we're not even a full 3 minutes into this first quarter. Full court pressure for Evanston. Ball comes into DeMoss, who will size up Wagstaff, now cross her over and get into the front court. Andrea with the right hand, high screen from Martinez, looks to pop. Instead will slow it down at the top. Goes to the right wing, Leggett looks over at Coach Chad DeBrine. He'll dribble it high up top and get the offense reset. DeMoss down low to Martinez, loses the handle. They're gonna say though it was knocked out of play by Novakoski.
Again, do want to remind folks, those who've been tuning in for LCCC broadcast here in the high school ranks, again, no shot clock as well too.
Leggett will get in and up top to Martinez. She's left alone for three, mistake as she knocks it down, and we're tied up at 6. They did not respect the shot, and Callista Martinez drains it.
Again, that's a big shot in the arm right there for the Lady Fightin Bison to tie up this ball game.
Wagstaff will come up high to the right side. Amber Lowe now in the corner to Novakoski. South in his 2-3 zone. Tovar up high on Lowe. Kick over to the left corner to Maggie Moore. Andrea get a good job to bat the pass away. Evanston recovers and rolls it in, does Novakoski.
And again, Cheyenne South falling asleep on that defensive play, not realizing what the basketball was.
They couldn't recover quickly enough, and Evanston took advantage. Andrea in transition and one! Andrea DeMoss with the 2, and she'll go to the line for 3 the hard way. Nice pass by Callista Martinez. We're tied up at 8 with 4:37 on the Pepsi scoreboard.
That'll be the 4th team foul called against the Lady Red Devils, as we're going to see a nice little mass substitution. That foul is going to be called against Barker. She'll pick up her 2nd. So that is a big one for the big, and who stands at 6'1" for Evanston.
Cambry Brown, Heidi Barton, and Tiana Pierce all check in for Evanston. DeMoss on the season, 71% at the free throw line. Nothing but net. She's got 3 points, and South retakes the lead. And now full court pressure for the Lady Fightin Bison. Novakoski loses the handle. They need to get across the timeline before the 10-second count, and Lowe does so. She's trapped in the corner, able to get it over to Barton. It's in the corner, down low pass is stolen by DeMoss, the first turnover we have tonight. Leggett almost double dribbled. Nobody picking her up. She goes to the rack. Players fall on the floor. No call. It's going to be last touch, though, by Cambry Brown of Evanston, and South will have the basketball underneath the hoop. And you can see Coach Fessler wanting some type of call on the
we
contact.
were kind of expecting that. Usually in a contact collision like that, you usually get a foul call, especially in the high school ranks.
Post-to-post screen results in no pass down low. Now Martinez has it on the right elbow, back out on the wing to Leggett, who will dribble it up high and just reset him. Andrea with the basketball, playing defense on her is Brown. She now falls to the floor. DeMoss goes to the hoop. She's fouled on the way up. So breaking ankles and getting to the line is Andrea DeMoss.
And that foul is going to be called against Novakoski, so she'll pick up her first foul. Team's 5th now against Evanston. Again, 5 fouls in total against the Lady Red Devils. 1 only for Cheyenne South here in this first quarter.
First one on the way is good.
And again, a good crowd on hand here at Fightin Bison Gymnasium. Again, a good representation of Cheyenne South fans, and also 2 of the folks who made the trip over from Evanston.
DeMoss trying to go 3 for 3 to start here and have 5 points in this first quarter, and she'll miss it on the right side. She does extend the lead for South to 2, 10-8 the score. The first quarter over at the Fieldhouse for Central. They're up 14-3 over Alliance. So we'll try to keep you updated on the scores across the capital city in this Taco John invite. Foul on the play is on Andrea DeMoss. First, just the team's 2nd, though. 3:40 left on the Pepsi scoreboard. South with a 10-8 lead here in our first quarter.
Against South, that has looked sporadic here in this first quarter, at least finding some momentum here.
Lowe with the basketball, dribbles with the right hand, now slows it down, pumps one way, throws it to the left. Barton with the basketball up high, dribble handoff to Brown. Brown up top, as Evanston now having a much harder time with South now in a 1-3-1, it looks like. No, maybe they're back to man now. A lot of switching on South's defense. Martinez almost coming up with the steal against Novakoski.
That's probably good for Chad DeBryan to keep this defense at least getting a little sporadic so Evanston doesn't know. And keep them on their heels.
35-second possession to this point. Evanston staying patient. At the top, Tiana Pierce goes left wing. Now it's down low on the left block. Novakoski right hand off the right iron, too strong. Leggett grabs the rebound for South. Martinez in transition goes to Tovar. Tovar stops in the corner, gets it to Van Tassel. She has 3 on her, goes up strong and banks it in for 2.
And again, that is where Riley Van Tassel's cash money again on that inside.
That's country strong right there for Riley Van Tassel. 12-8 the score, South with the lead. Novakoski in transition. Leggett cuts her off, and she has to slow it down and bring it up top to Barton. Skip pass to the right side. Cambry Brown back up top as they work the perimeter. Now Barton puts her head down, throws up the right-hand floater, climbs in through the left iron. Barton with her first 2 points, 12-10 the score.
Yeah, that'll hit a small little Lady Fightin Bison run.
DeMoss gets into the lane again. Nice pass to Martinez, who banks it in for 2. Nice drive and dish by the junior, and a timeout called by Coach Fessler. It's going to be a 30. We'll take a 30 as well right here on 1480 KRAE. A lot of scoring here in this first quarter. 2 teams that don't score a lot. Evanston just 37 a game, South 44 a game, and we got a 14-10 score here to start. I would say the over is looking really good at this point, Nick.
You gotta love that. If you're betting on high school basketball, I mean, you gotta
need some help, maybe.
Yeah, without a doubt. But again, so far here we're seeing in this these first quarter here in the waning moments, again, both teams kind of picking it up and finding that offensive rhythm.
Evanston with the basketball. They're down 4. Jaya Brown checks back in as well for the first time. McKenna Harlan is also in the game for South. It's in the right corner. Also another substitution. I believe Reagan Moore's checked in for South High as well. In the left corner, Maggie Moore has the basketball. Up top, it's Pierce. Pierce straight away will go to the right wing. Looking to go down low is Wagstaff. Instead, a couple of dribbles inside, throws up the shot, and she will be fouled on the way up. It looks like Riley Jaya Brown will pick up her first.
Yeah, Brown will pick up that first foul for herself. Team's third called against Cheyenne South here in the first quarter.
Wagstaff on the season just 27% from the charity stripe. Not a bad person to have at the line if you're South. Of course, as a team, they shoot just 52% on the season. First one on the waist, too strong as it bangs off the back iron.
Yes, Chris, you're kind of flirting with some interesting territory there, talking stats where, if she were to happen, all hate mail goes towards you, Chris.
That's right. Second one on the way.
See?
Well, as
what's your email address, Chris?
Right. As Joe Davis of the Dodgers said, you just got to give facts. That's all you're doing. DeMoss with the basketball on the right side, 14-11, South with the lead. DeMoss now into the lane, puts up the right-hand shot, no foul, called, and the loose ball comes to Pierce. It looked like it was just good defense by Evanston as they try to get it past the pressure. They are traveled by Cambry Brown. I was waiting for it. I tried to say it, and maybe I said it too quick.
You saw the skid marks out there on that one, but yes, they finally got that travel call again. Give credit to Evanston, though, on that play. And triple team there on the corner. Found an open, at least, Lady Red Devil there to at least try to advance it.
Moore will come out as Martinez comes back in. DeMoss it quickly with the left hand off the front iron. Martinez grabs the offensive rebound and fights through the contact with another 2 points. 16-11 the score, South with the lead.
Martinez just kind of throwing up a prayer. That was not at least a shot that looked too pretty, but at least fell for her.
8 points in the first quarter for Callista Martinez. With the basketball is Lowe at the top. She gives it off to Wagstaff into the lane, kick out. It's Pierce with the basketball. Back to the left side to Lowe, who's on the wing. Dribbles it up with the right hand. Now tries to spin into the lane. Runs into 3 players, and then she's going to get a 5-second call. It's the second turnover for Evanston, as we'll see Zosha Novakoski come back in, their leading scorer for Evanston.
It seems like this first quarter for both squads, it's been pretty turnover light so far. They've been playing at least clean basketball.
Leggett to inbound it. We'll get it into Jaya. Brown will throw it over the head of Harlan, who has to try and run it down, and that's going to be the first turnover. Announcer's jinx over there. Barton with the basketball, going coast to coast. Too strong off the back iron, and Martinez grabs her 4th rebound. Long pass to DeMoss, who's running the floor, but her bunny layup is too short. Grabbing the rebound was Maggie Moore, and here comes Evanston with under 10 seconds, down by 5. Need to move the basketball. Barton with it on the right wing. She doesn't shoot it. I don't know if she couldn't hear the count or what. As you see Coach Fessler pointing to, hey, think about it. Know what's going on. 16-11, the score after 1 quarter. South with the lead, a 1-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. Callista Martinez with, 8 points, half the points in that quarter. As Coach Chad DeBryan say, they go as she goes. Well, they did in that quarter. They have the 5-point lead as Evanston will start with the basketball here in the second quarter. Tovar, Leggett, Van Tassel, Brown, and Martinez out on the floor for Evanston. Taryn Holt in for the first time. Wagstaff, Moore, Lowe, and Novakoski is 2 fouls for Barker. She's on the bench. Into the lane goes Lowe. She puts up the right-hand floater over Van Tassel and gets her first bucket. 16-13, 7.5 left here on the Pepsi scoreboard in our second quarter.
Brown and Van Tassel is your big for Cheyenne South, standing at 5'10" on that floor.
Brown with the basketball, too much space for no count, but she'll get it to the right wing to Tovar. Back up top, Van Tassel will swing it to Leggett. Leggett looking for someone to cut, no one will. Martinez has it in the lane, kick out. Van Tassel from 18 knocks it down. Van Tassel's on the board here in this second quarter with her 4th point.
A pretty rainbow shot by Van Tassel that falls through. We get 5-point advantage now for the Lady Fightin Bison.
A minute into our second quarter. In the right corner, Holt goes down low. Nice defensive play by Martinez to knock it out of play. It'll stay Evanston basketball underneath the hoop.
Spiked it into an official there on the baseline.
Like a defensive back right there. South in a 2-3 zone. It comes into Holt. Kick out pass through the hands of Lowe and out of play. It'll be South High basketball. Good job by South to really right the ship. It looked like early that it was going to be hard for them to stop the down low as Tovar gets the inbound, going coast to coast, but it's blocked by Holt. Out of play. South will have the basketball underneath the hoop.
Good vision there by Cheyenne South, though, again, on that play, reading that Evanston was more on that heavy press. Again, Chad DeBryan basically saying, hey, rush them down. You got the speed, and try to go for that easy layup.
Sienna Ellingford will check in for Holt for Evanston. Leggett to inbound it for South. Goes to Martinez, rolls it in with the right hand. She's got a game-high 10 points, 20-13, this largest lead here for South tonight as they're back in their 2-3 zone. Skip pass on the left side, Moore for 3. Hits off the left iron, nice offensive rebound, but good hands there by Brown to take it away. J.R. Brown with her first steal tonight as we have a foul on Amber Lowe. That's her second, so some foul trouble now for Evanston.
Yeah, without a doubt. Again, her second. That'll be team 6 called against Evanston here in this first half.
Martinez gets the inbound in the front court. We'll slow it down. Double teamed. Brown barely gets both feet down in the front court before coming in contact with that basketball. Dribbles between the legs, now goes to the right side. Leggett looking for Van Tassel to get a seal down low. Instead, the reverse court to Brown. Brown down low. Van Tassel has it in her office. All 5 Evanston players are on her. Bank shot too strong. The rebound comes to Ellingford. Had to go try to find an open shooter there if you're Van Tassel. Wagstaff with the basketball for Evanston. It's on the right side. It's Moore down low. Batted away and lost control of it. Did Ellingford. The 5th turnover now for the Red Devils, as we'll see Heidi Barton come in for Amber Lowe, who's got 2 fouls.
Again, Lowe, who has 2 fouls, and also Stacia Barker has 2 fouls for the Lady Red Devils.
Brown will walk it across the timeline, get it into the front court with 5:45 left, and South with the 20-13 lead. Brown left wing. Kicks it back up top. Leggett, as now Evanston's in a full court, or in a 2-3 zone. Nice post-to-post pass. Pass by Van Tassel. Martinez couldn't finish, but the rebound will come out to Leggett. So another opportunity here for South to extend the lead. Tovar up high on the right side, goes over to Brown, loses the handle, able to regain it before Barton's able to steal it. Tovar looking to go to the corner, instead comes up top to Leggett, looking to go to the high post, but good job by Evanston to deny the pass. South staying very patient. They go to Martinez on the right block. This time she banks it home. She's got 12. The lead's up to 9 with 5:05 left here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Cheyenne South right now playing that crisp basketball that Chad DeBryan's been waiting for this entire season.
Coach Fessler having no choice now. He's going to go to his Stacia Barker's. Another turnover. Tovar comes up with a steal. The 6th turnover. Down low, Van Tassel, nice hands. Lays it in for 2. She's got 6.
Yeah, but an 11
lead up to
point.
11, and that's a timeout by Coach Fessler, and it will be a full. We'll take a 1-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. Well, right now for South High, outscoring Evanston in the quarter 7-2. They've extended their lead from 5 all the way up to 11, Nick. They've looked good, especially in the transition game.
Yeah, without a doubt. And something as well of note is for Cheyenne South on the defense. They've been able to quiet down Evanston. That looked like they found easy kind of at least open lanes, and also found a way to sneak behind the Lady, at least Fightin Bison.
2-3 zone still for South as Barker's back in for Evanston. DeMoss almost comes up with the steal. Wagstaff able to run it down. Now in transition, they go to Novakoski. It's up top to Moore, and the very top to Wagstaff. Moore looking to go down low to Novakoski, but Van Tassel doing great denial defense in the post. Moore still with the basketball. Lob pass down low. Novakoski has to go right off her skull and straight to Callista Martinez. DeMoss across the timeline, slows it down, goes to the right wing to Martinez, fakes the 3. Left alone is Harlan. She'll instead reverse it. DeMoss may have gotten away with the travel, goes in between 3 Evanston players, has it batted away, and Wagstaff will come up with the loose ball. Wagstaff goes to Moore, down low on the right block. Turnaround jumper, rolls in and out by Novakoski. On the floor, and a travel called on McKenna Harlan as she fell to the floor trying to go for the rebound. Barton will come in for Ellingford for Evanston, and for South, Leggett will come in for Callista Martinez.
I mean, how close was that shot for the Lady Red Devils right there, where, again, it swirled around but just did not fall. Again, that's kind of the offensive woes right now for Evanston. Wagstaff
comes to the right wing to Moore. Moore looking down low. South still in that 2-3 zone. It's been working for them, especially here in the second quarter. 3:28 left here in the half. 5-footer is short. Barker reaches over. Everyone to grab the rebound. Her shot too strong. Better box out by Harlan, and she'll be fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 1 and 1 will be McKenna Harlan. Couple of opportunities right there by Evanston, but they couldn't they could not convert, and it should be 1-1, and it will. They're coming down.
As they just realized that, yes, it's 17th foul called against Evanston here in the first half. And again, as you mentioned with at least, again, Maggie Moore, she'll pick up her first foul. So again, it will be 1-1 opportunity for the Lady Fightin Bison here. Again, to extend out this 11-point lead.
And Harlan is 80% on the season. As the team, they don't shoot very well as a team, 42%, as that's an air ball.
Yeah, that was not even close.
No. And you can see Coach Chad O'Brien kind of being comical with it, saying just a little bit longer on the pass.
Okay, it could be a little bit comical when your team's up by 11 right now.
Novakoski 2-on-1 as they get past the full court pressure. Good defense by Harlan, not to foul but distract the shot, and a travel call on Evanston after they get the loose ball. It's going to be South basketball. It was a 2-on-1 as they beat the press, but Harlan doing a great job staying straight up and drawing some contact, made it tough for Novakoski to finish. Tovar across the timeline, comes to Harlan on the left wing, dribbles, picked up by Barker, stops. Back up top to DeMoss, who has Van Tassel, Leggett, Harlan, and Tovar on the floor with her. Drive kick, 15-footer from the left side is short by Van Tassel. Rebounds grabbed by Barker, her second one tonight.
As it's been offensive, at least for both teams, pretty quiet here for the past couple of minutes. Neither team really at least finding good quality shots.
It's on the floor and almost taken away by Van Tassel. It'll stay Evans. They're going to say South basketball.
That looked like that.
No, it's because she's going to be overturned by the official. It's going to be Evanston basketball. We'll see Moore, Brown, and Martinez come in. DeMoss, Van Tassel, and Tovar will come out. As you said, Nick, scoring being halted. It's 8-2 here in this quarter. South in favor of South.
And there was a little confusion on the floor there as
a timeout. It will be a full one, so we'll take one as well. A 1-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. Well, as you said, Nick, scoring has not come as often as it did in that first quarter, but for South, they still have the 11-point lead, so hanging their hat on their defense here in the second quarter.
Yeah, for Cheyenne South, they've had the opportunities, the looks, compared on the defensive side. They pretty much denied Evanston here on this offensive possessions.
Evanston with the basketball, Wagstaff on the right wing, South still in a 2-3 zone. Barton back to Wagstaff, down low, Barker on the right block. Again, she has 2 fouls. Her shot too strong. Offensive rebound, though, by Novakoski, who throws up the wild shot. Barker again will grab the rebound. Kick out, 3-pointers, an air ball, but Barker's there, throws it up with the right hand, short again. 4 extra opportunities, and now make it a 5th, as they're going to say it was last touched by South. Holy cow.
Again, a lot of white shirts under that basket, getting those rebounds. Again, just kind of throwing up those errant shots, just hopefully trying to get a foul call, if anything. But, again, missed shots, missed opportunities. That's kind of been the theme for both squads here later in this, at least, second quarter.
Felt like Oprah Winfrey. You get a rebound, you get a rebound, you get a rebound. Inbounding the pass for Evanston is Wagstaff. She comes up top to Barton. Barton bounce pass to the right corner. Gives it to Novakoski. Her shot is too strong. Leggett has it turned over. Didn't see Wagstaff sitting there, and Novakoski on the other side will bank it in for 2. It's the first point in a long time for Evanston as the lead's cut to 9.
I do believe for about 4 minutes on a cold spell for the Lady Red Devils, finally getting points on the board. Now only trailing at least by 9 to Cheyenne South.
Brown into the paint, kick out. Tovar left corner 3 off the back iron. Martinez another offensive rebound. Good job to get it out to Brown by Martinez. Leggett gets in the lane, kick out. Martinez will go 4 corners. They may try to save it for one last possession here. Will not be shocked. We've seen South do this to end the half, try to go for limit possessions.
Well, and again, it's something of you're kind of daring that team to come at you, or at least, again, for Evanston, they're already in the bonus, so you can't really foul them.
Well, with no shot clock, you can't blame them, as we're going to have a foul, so Martinez will go to the line and shoot 1-and-1. It will be the second foul on Zosha Novakoski.
Yeah, she'll pick up that foul. Team's 8th called against Evanston.
And Fessler wanting a jump ball as he explains to the official exactly what he saw. Martinez
again,
at the line.
He is still John right now with the official, and the official's not having a part of it. We'll see if he gets a warning or if not teed up here.
Well, you got to give the official her due. She's listening to the explanation.
Oh, yeah.
Martinez twirls with the basketball, throws it up with the right hand. It's going to be too strong, and the rebound will come to Barker. That's her 5th rebound here in the half. 1:13 left in this second quarter. 24-15 South with the lead on a scoring spell on a scoring drought of 4 minutes is South. With the basketball, it's Brown. It kicks it over. Bounce pass to Wagstaff. Gets into the lane, then stops. Straightaway 3 by Barton. Hits off the back iron. The rebound will come to Novakoski, and it's going to be a foul on Martinez, who just picked up her 2nd.
Yeah, she'll pick up that 2nd foul. Team's 4th called against Cheyenne South here with 53.2 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Barton and Lowe come in for Evanston. Martinez will have to take a seat. Coming in for her will be McKenna Harlan. Inbounding the pass will be Wagstaff. She gets it into the corner to Lowe. Lowe will put up from 15. Air ball, and Leggett will escort it out of play, and South will get the basketball back.
And Cheyenne South very fortunate right now to be up by 9 against Evanston. As you mentioned, about a 4 or 5 minute scoring drought.
Almost taken away there on the pass to Brown. Now DeMoss has it, gets into the paint, kick out to Brown, jumps up. Now we'll slow it down. Again, they'll try to save it for one last possession with 35 seconds left. Brown dribbles with the left hand. Now trying to back down Barton. Instead, we'll go to Leggett. Tovar in the corner. Tovar looking to go down low, gives it to Harlan on the right block. Kick out, Tovar, right corner 3. Hits off the front iron, grabbing the rebound will be Lowe and Harlan, and the jump ball will be in favor of South. So with 18.6 seconds left, they'll have another opportunity to get their lead back up to double digits. Tovar to inbound it. Bounce pass to Leggett. Kick out. DeMoss with the basketball. There'll be an offensive foul on McKenna Harlan on an illegal screen. So Evanston will look to get their last chance, as we'll see Novakoski come in with her 2 fouls.
And as you mentioned with Harlan, again, she'll pick up that foul. It'll be her first, team's 5th, called against Cheyenne South here in the at least first half.
Wagstaff to inbound it. Full court pressure for the Lady Fightin Bison. Lowe has the basketball. Will clear it out, and then she'll get it across the timeline herself with 10 seconds left. Let's see if Evanston has a little more clock awareness. Lowe into the lane. Has it stolen away by Tovar. 3 seconds left. Goes to DeMoss. DeMoss gets it off in time, but underneath the hoop. No good, but South will go to the break with a 24-15 lead over the Devils from Evanston. We'll take a 2-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. Inside Fightin Bison Gymnasium, where the South High Lady Fightin Bison have the 24-15 lead over the Lady Devils. Let's take you now, switch you to the boys game real quick, as we're now joined by the head coach, Jeff Bailey. As we were talking beforehand, really your first full season, because you had a chance to have a full spring, summer, and now you can kind of get the ball rolling. It looks like it's paying dividends at this point as your team's really come out playing well.
Yeah, I think we had certainly a good commitment in the off season, and that's always huge in terms of player development and working on chemistry. And the guys did a good job of that. We played in a lot of places over the summer, and I think some of that is carried over into the regular season. And it's early, but I'm hoping we can keep it up.
Well, and there's no secret. Last year you guys struggled, but a lot of that was because you didn't have a healthy Cameron Bird. Yeah. You have a healthy Cameron Bird. It makes you a way different team when he's healthy.
Yeah, not only that, we had players leave, right. We had coaches leave. It was one of those years where I felt like I faced more adversity in one season than I had in all my previous years coaching combined. But it's certainly good to have Cameron back and healthy, but everyone around him has contributed really well, and we're just playing like a team right now, and that's what's good to see.
Well, and this is a team where you're going to rely on your underclassmen. You have Leandre Ray. I believe last year Maureen Alexander even gave you some heavy minutes. I would assume he probably does a lot of the same here. But we were talking about, this is really a good test for you guys in seeing Kelly Walsh, reigning champs, but probably one of the better teams on the other side. And for you guys, how important would it be to just kind of make that statement early if you guys are able to come away with a win tonight?
Well, it would be incredible. I really wanted to win last night to set up, a good environment tonight and hopefully give our kids a chance. And the main thing is we want to stay competitive and be with them at the end of quarters. And if you can do that at home, I like our chances down the stretch, if we can do that. But they're a tough team. They always are. Even the supposed down years of Kelly Walsh, they've got great players and they're coached well, and so it's going to be a tough test.
Right. They lose Davian McAdam, Coventry, Shop, but now they still got Bradley, they still got Wiggins. How important will it be to make sure, really guard-wise, you can contain them a little bit and make sure they can't get you out in transition as well?
Yeah, that's the thing. We got to do a good job sprinting back, and I think to be able to handle their pressure on defense too. They're really physical. They want to get up and in us and push us around a little bit. So we've got to be strong with the basketball, and we can't let them dictate what we do. And hopefully we can do that throughout the game.
Coach, and it just seems like no matter where you're at as well, size isn't just something that you get very often.
No.
So offensively, you rely a lot on the motion, cutting hard, passing and cutting, and it seems like you guys have been able to do that with some great efficiency so to this point.
Yeah, we have to. I'd love to have a dominant post and be able to do those things, but you have to play with the guys that you have, and we're going to have to make it an up and down game, and hopefully we can turn them over a little bit, in the press to give ourselves a chance. But, I like the way our guys are moving right now, and we even have a post presence at times, with Mari and Hunter, and don't necessarily need to score, but we got some good actions that happen out of post entry. So we just need to keep the ball moving. That's the main thing, and player movement is certainly important too.
And then lastly, is if we just look at the quadrant, we look at really just this side of the region. You want to win this game, but you're not playing to beat a Kelly Walsh. You're playing to try to make it to state. And we were just talking, probably one of the toughest quadrants. You got the number one team. You got East, who's always good. Laramie looks like Coach Schaefer's got them playing really well. And then, of course, you have Thunder Basin and Campbell County, who are still really good. It's going to be important that they realize every single night you cannot take the night off because anybody will beat you.
Yeah, tonight is just I want the kids to have fun tonight. Embrace the moment. Let's try and get better. And we really need to peak. Normally you'd want to peak at state. We want to peak at regionals because our regionals kind of feels like a state in many ways. And hopefully our kids can just continue to get better throughout the season.
Well, Coach, good luck tonight. Hopefully, more positive results for you here and a good statement win potentially. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. We'll have stats from our first half here on 1480 KRAE. We're here at South High Fightin' Bison. It's day number 2 of the Taco John invite, and it seems like, Nick, we always get the opportunity to make one of our very few trips, because once quad play starts, we make home at Story.
Yeah, we go and camp over at Story Gymnasium, as making it a neutral site between the battles of Cheyenne South and Central and East. As we gear up for that, again, we will have a few other, at least Eastern Conference matchups, whether it is seeing Thunder Basin in town or either Gillette Squad, Sheridan. We will have that throughout the season. Again, also to myself and also to Larry will be up in the Razor City in Gillette, as we'll see Thunder Basin up there. Again, the host school of the regional tournament, so that's going to be an interesting situation. But yes, again, the rare opportunity to make it out the South, which next Tuesday we'll be back here for more, at least, basketball with these two squads, as we will see at least Scotts Bluff in town take on both the girls and boys of Cheyenne South.
Well, let's take a look at our first half point totals for Evanston. Zosha Novakoski, their leading scorer, led the way with 6 points in that first half. 2 points apiece for Moore, Lowe, Barton, and Barker. 1 point for Taryn Wagstaff. For South, they were led by Callista Martinez, a first half of point total of 12. She's already over her season average. 6 points for Riley Van Tassel, 2 for Brown, and 5 for Andrea Damas. As for South, they don't have it all the way through, but they're getting it from their star 2 players in Martinez and Van Tassel, and that's what they look for. We'll take our final 1 minute timeout of the half. We'll get you set up for the third quarter right after this on 1480 KRAE. As we get you set to start here the third quarter over at the Fieldhouse for Central, they are pounding Alliance 43-12 as Central, again, the number 2 team in the state, with East being the number 1 team. Haven't seen a score yet for the Lady Thunderbirds, but they're taking on the Lady Tigers of Rock Springs as we're underway. Evanston will have the basketball. Wagstaff, Moore, Barker, Lowe, and Novakoski out on the floor. For South, it's Martinez, Van Tassel, Brown, Tovar, and Leggett. Down low, Novakoski. Great job to get way up in the air to grab the pass and then banking in for 2. She has a team high 8. The lead is cut to 7.
A little too easy on that offensive play there for Evanston.
And a full court pressure turnover by South. Coming up with the steal was Amber Lowe. Lowe with the basketball on the left wing as they look to go down low instead of the top to Wagstaff. 1-4 low set against this South 2-3 zone for Evanston, and now they'll reset it as Coach Fessler calls out a different set for Evanston. In the middle, it's Moore. Her shot rolls in and out. Martinez is able to sweat the ball at Leggett with her 6th rebound now for Callista Martinez. Brown will walk it across the timeline. 24-17, 7 minutes left on the Pepsi scoreboard here in our third quarter. Brown slowing it down. Will go to Leggett on the left side. Martinez trying to post up. Novakoski looking for the basketball. They don't give it to her, though. They reverse it to Brown. Fakes the shot, gets into the lane, puts up the right hand. Floater rolls in through the left iron. Her first bucket since the first quarter, and the lead back to 9, 26-17.
It's essentially a simple solution for Cheyenne South. Again, you need offense. You need to get it here throughout this entire second half.
Moore with the 3 ball. It's off the front iron. We got a jump ball. It's going to come to South as Martinez and Lowe tie it up together.
Basically, to finish up that statement, though, for Cheyenne South, the Lady Fightin' Bison, again, you can't have those cold spell streaks, especially where Evanston right now showing in the third quarter that they're getting a little red hot on this offensive side.
Martinez will get it across the timeline herself against the full court pressure, but then She tried to jump stop, but dragged her feet a little too much, as we'll see Brown come in for Moore. In Evanston, they had a big second half. They actually played with East last night in the second half. Only being outscored by the Lady T-Birds by 3.
And again, that is a phenomenal East High outfit. As you mentioned, #1 ranked in the state.
Martinez just picked up her 3rd foul. She steps in and tries to swat it out of the hands of Brown. So here comes Andrea DeMoss again for South, as Martinez will have to take a seat with her 12 points.
And as you mentioned, her picking up her 3rd foul. Team's first called against Cheyenne South here in the second half.
Inbounding it will be Wagstaff. Goes to Lowe, gets it back from Lowe, does Wagstaff. Skip pass to the left wing, it's back up top. Lowe looking to go down low. Instead, we'll go to the wing to Wagstaff. Van Tassel fronting Barker, making it really tough as Van Tassel gets around Novakoski, bats it out of play to the Evanston bench, and Brown tried to jump up and save it. Couldn't jump up quite high enough.
Good court of at least awareness and vision by Riley Van Tassel there for Cheyenne South.
Novakoski will be fouled on the back by Jaya Brown, who couldn't get around her. And for Jaya, that's going to be her second.
Her second, team second called against Cheyenne South, where, again, we saw in that entire first half, again, about only 5-6 fouls called against Cheyenne South, picking up at least 2 so far here early on in the third quarter.
What's the bigs right now of Evanston causing problems for the Lady Fightin Bison? Left corner 3 is knocked down by Cambry Brown, her first field goal.
And that hurts right there for Cheyenne South.
Tovar has the basketball on the wing up top. Harlan goes to the right side to DeMoss. On the right block, Van Tassel working on Barker. Shoots it over Barker. It's in and out. The rebound comes to Harlan, but a foul off the ball on.
It looks like that's going to be called against. It looks like Barker, so she'll pick up that foul.
Actually, Andrea DeMoss, her second.
Yeah, they're going to call that on Cheyenne South, so she'll pick up her second, team's third against Cheyenne South.
26-20 South with the lead.
Again, as we're seeing this South High team collapse here early on in the second half.
With the basketball is low at the top, goes to Wagstaff as they work out the perimeter, trying to get somebody open down low. Brown with the basketball, back up top low, dribbles twice, gets to the top of the arc, then throws it over to Wagstaff on the right wing. Wagstaff, 2 dribbles, gets into the paint, kick out pass to Brown, puts it up from 18. It's an air ball, and the rebound comes to Leggett. Harlan calls for DeMoss on the right wing, gives it to her, down low on the right block. Van Tassel, double team, working around Barker, kicks it out to Tovar, extra pass. Leggett, left wing 3, rattles in and out. Tovar grabs the offensive rebound, and it's blocked by Barker. Her first block, but then stolen by Van Tassel, and then rolls it in for 2. She's got 8.
That was a big, at least big score by Riley right there.
Novakoski goes towards the baseline. Her shot's too strong. Leggett grabs her 4th rebound. In transition, Harlan on the right block. Throws up the shot. Offensive foul on McKenna Harlan. Good defense there by Amber Lowe, who hit the deck and was able to draw the charge.
That'll be her second, team's 4th called against Cheyenne South. Again, 14 fouls here against the Lady Fightin Bison, 0 against Evanston.
Barton, Pierce, and Moore check in for Evanston. Wagstaff, Barker.
Essentially for Cheyenne South, it's showing right now here early on in this third quarter that halftime came at the wrong time.
And Brown all check in. It's still an 8-point lead for South with 4:20 left on the Pepsi scoreboard here in the third. Low with the basketball. South now in a man pressure. In the right wing, they look to go down low. Novakoski, great seal, and rolls it in for 2 after the great snag from the dish from Maggie Moore. Tovar gets it across the full court pressure, goes over to Harlan on the left side, looking to go down low to Van Tassel. Instead, it's up top to Leggett. Leggett slows it down. Now dribbling with the right hand, looking to go to Van Tassel. She can't get a good seal. Great defense down low by Tiana Pierce for Evanston. DeMoss into the lane, kick out. Tovar stops at the free throw line, puts up the shot. It's short, and the rebound comes to DeMoss. An extra opportunity here for the Lady Fightin Bison. They're up by 6 with 3:35 left here in the third quarter. Dribble handoff on the weave. Tovar traveled. 6th turnover for South.
And again, as we mentioned in that first half for Cheyenne South, turnovers were very limited, about 1 or 2 for the Lady Fightin Bison. Again, it has been a tell of 2 different halves right now for Cheyenne South. They don't look like the same team of what we just saw.
Moore and Brown come in for South. Tovar and Leggett come out for them. Low with the basketball. It's in the corner, down low. Bad pass, but Novakoski able to save it, and the loose ball will be on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball, be Evanston basketball. 3:15 left on the Pepsi scoreboard. 28-22 the score.
A low scoring, at least third quarter for both squads.
Evanston has been down by as many as 11, have cut it as close as 6 here. Novakoski has it in the paint. She traveled with the basketball. She throws it up, falls to the floor. Van Tassel with good sportsmanship helps her up. Here comes Callista Martinez, is with South struggling on offense. Even with her 3 fouls, she comes out on the floor.
Kind of a desperation move there.
And then she loses the basketball.
Yeah.
7th turnover for South. Evanston will get it back. Still a 6-point lead, though, for South.
Again, a desperation move by Chad DeBryan there, at least realizing that his team's struggling here.
Not having her in the paint, though, on this 2-3. Having her up top, maybe he's trying to save her here. From the free throw line, Moore rattles it home. She's got 4. The lead's cut to 4. Van Tassel gets the inbound, dribbling with the right hand. Has 2 players coming onto her, and then Pierce will be called with the block. Just her first, team first. As South will inbound it right in front of the bench of the Lady Fightin Bison as they're now going left to right here in this second half. Brown gets it into the corner to Martinez. Down low, Moore has it. She's hit on the back from behind by Maggie Moore. Another foul on Evanston.
That'll be second team foul called against the Lady Red Devils.
Second foul on Moore as well.
Yeah. As we now foul starting to at least slow things down here in this third quarter.
Brown looking for someone to cut. Martinez obliges. She gets it in the corner. Van Tassel on the right block. Over the shot block attempt, but Pierce rattles in. She's got 10. The lead's up to 6 once again for South with 2:35 on the Pepsi scoreboard.
A South team that has had at least complete control in this contest.
Lowe has it on the left wing, runs into Martinez, now turns around, puts it up from 15. Nobody boxes out Novakoski. She mixes the bunny lay-in. Going to the floor is Moore, and it's going to be a jump ball as Harlan ties it up as well, as we'll see Leggett come in. South will have the arrow, so they'll get the basketball as Barker and Wagstaff will check back in for Evanston. It's Lowe and Novakoski that comes out.
Yeah, confusion on the floor, but yes, they finally realize that Cheyenne South should be inbounding this basketball.
Leggett will go into Van Tassel, who gets it to her point guard, Brown. Brown will slow it down, get it across the timeline now, set up her South High Lady Fightin Bison offense. Coming for the high screen is Martinez, but she dribbles away from it. Down low, Martinez, a lot of South High in the same area. Leggett into the lane, a lot of contact, no call. Barker comes up with a steal.
And Barker using that clear height advantage.
In the lane, Barton throws up the right hand, way too strong. Moore grabs the rebound for South. Here come the Lady Fightin Bison. Brown, left-hand dribble, now goes in the lane. Nobody stops her, jump stop, puts up the shot. No, they're going to say the foul happened on the floor, and it's going to be Stacia Barker who is the guilty party.
She'll pick up her team's third called against Evanston here in this second half.
Good job there by Brown to just lower her head and tack the lane.
And that is the key player you want in foul difficulty for Evanston is Barker.
Martinez falls to the floor on her air ball shot, but Moore is able to grab the offensive rebound. Van Tassel gets into the lane, jump stop, throws the ball away, but Martinez bails her out by snagging it away from Wagstaff. Here comes Brown on the right side. Nice cut by Martinez, found by Van Tassel. She's not able to finish. It's going to be last touched by Wagstaff, so South will retain possession as Martinez will come out for Tovar.
This Lady Fightin Bison team, again, living on the edge here against Evanston. Very fortunate that they're up by 6 of how errant they've been playing here.
Tovar into the paint on the right block, puts up the high, big shot, rattles it home. Her first 2 points tonight coming in big time, lead up to 8 with 1:15 left in the third quarter. Wagstaff on the right wing, dribbles once, then kicks it over to Barton. Barton, jab step back to Wagstaff. Wagstaff telling her to reverse the court. She'll, instead of passing it, will then dribble it there. Wagstaff inside the free throw line. Her shot misses the iron, and the rebound comes to Moore for South. Her third rebound. Across the timeline, Jaya Brown dribbles behind her back. Has Wagstaff on her, gets around her, gets in the lane. Over the shot block attempt of Barker, out of play. They're going to say Barker didn't touch it, and it's going to be an air ball. on Brown, and it will be Evanston basketball.
So another turnover there by Cheyenne South that is again mounting up here in this third quarter.
Barker standing at 6'1", tallest player out on the floor. For South, again, we said that Van Tassel listed, as you said, 5'10".
Yeah, Barker is the tallest player for both squads, at least standing at 6'1".
Pierce at the free throw line, traveled. Didn't know if she wanted to shoot or pass, and with that, her happy feet happened. And
you see that in high school,
called.
you see it in JUCOs, you see it in D1, you see it in the NBA. Again, it's just that you overthought that play.
27 seconds left in the third quarter. 8-point lead for South. It hasn't been a pretty quarter as far as offense goes, but they're right where they had started the quarter with their 8-point lead. With the basketball, it is Leggett, right side Tovar, looking to go down low. Gets the pass to Van Tassel. She traveled. She went to try to dribble the basketball, but there were some hands that got in there by Evanston, and she had shuffled her feet before the ball hit the floor. As Novakoski will come in for Pierce, and we'll see Harlan come in for Van Tassel.
7.1 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Evanston inbounding, looking to at least chip away at the deficit.
5 seconds left. Lowe needs to hurry. It was Lowe that dribbled out the clock in the first quarter. She throws up the wild shot at the end, hits off the back iron, falls to the floor. We're going to the fourth quarter. South with a 32-24 lead, a 1-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. (32-24) South with the lead. They'll come out with Leggett, DeMoss, Tovar, Van Tassel, and Martinez, as Evanston will start with the basketball in this fourth quarter.
Plain and simple for Cheyenne South. Forget about that third quarter. Go back to at least remembering how you played in that first half and just close out this basketball game. Again, you're living on the edge right now if you're the Lady Fighting Bison, but again, you need to play crisper basketball, or this Evanston team that's now starting to figure out things is going to make you pay.
Evanston did outscore South in that quarter 9-8. They start with the basketball. Lowe, Moore, Novakoski, Barker, and Wagstaff. They're starting 5 out on the floor for Evanston. It's in the corner. Long pass to Novakoski. Batted out of play by DeMoss. Great help side defense on the zone, in that zone, by Andrea DeMoss. Moore lobs it into Barker, and then DeMoss wasn't going to give it to her easy as she fouled her on the floor. Jumping on her back, she dang near grabbed a ladder to get up there.
As DeMoss will pick up that foul, her third, team's fifth called against Cheyenne South. Again, a lot of black shirts around the tall of Barker, but again, she's got the clear height advantage on that floor.
Moore looking to inbound it, goes to the corner to Lowe. Lowe has 2 on her. Instead now dribbles it to the wing where there's Tovar picks her up. Wagstaff dribbling with the left hand. Will go to the right hand pass to Lowe on the right wing up high. It's in the corner. Moore dribbles baseline, and she will be a 3-second call on Novakoski.
Kind of a rare turnover here in the second half called against Evanston.
Just the 10th turnover for Evanston in the basketball game. Both teams doing a good job taking care of the basketball. South with just 8. Nice pass by Martinez, 2-on-1. Van Tassel on the left block, took too long to go up with it, and she traveled. 9th turnover for South.
Again, a lot of these turnovers for Cheyenne South, as you mentioned, again, picking up 9. Majority of them came in that third quarter. And again, at least for Evanston, a lot of them, at least of their turnovers, were in that first half.
Coming into the game will be Barton. Barton will spill Brown. She will spill Maggie Moore. 61-21 the final at the Fieldhouse as Central takes down Alliance. Wagstaff on the left side. She'll put up the 3-ball attempt. Hits off the right iron, left iron. Barker grabs the offensive rebound, banks it in for 2. Lead cut to 6 again as Tovar across the timeline, gets into the lane, puts up the right-hand floater off the right iron. Barker grabs her 7th rebound. And that's exactly what Evanston wants to do with this full court pressure, speed up south.
Speed up south, but also, too, again, you use that height advantage with Barker out there getting those rebounds.
Lowe has the basketball up top, dribbles with the right hand. Brown will check in next whistle for South. Wagstaff at the top, dribbles into the lane. Got away with the walk, a long 2 by Brown is good. She's got 5 points, the lead cut to 4.
As again, here comes Evanston streaking.
Just like Frank the Tank as Brown picks up her first foul.
I appreciate that reference.
Jaya Brown will come in.
But again, as
comes out.
We've seen these cold spells by Cheyenne South. Again, we're in the midst of it once again. But thankfully for Cheyenne South, they do have that 6-point advantage. 4-point advantage.
6:25 on the Pepsi scoreboard here in the fourth quarter. Brown goes to DeMoss on the right side. They're trying to double now on the wings. Martina has it. Step back from 15, rattles in and out. The rebound will come down to Wagstaff. That thing was as good as gone, but was spat back out. Low on the left side. Tries to go down low, stolen by Martinez. Martinez did a good job not pushing the tempo. Goes to Van Tassel. She'll slow it down. Goes back up to Martinez. Extra pass. Brown open for 3. Bang! Jaya Brown with a huge 3-pointer. And a 30-second timeout called by Coach DeBryan. We'll take a 30-second timeout here as well on 1480 KRAE. Probably with the biggest shot here in this fourth quarter, as you said going into break. There's a shot in the arm right there.
That 3-pointer right there by Cheyenne South. That was much needed to kind of end that Evanston run, that Evanston momentum, and for Cheyenne South kind of gain back that momentum and confidence in themselves to hopefully close out this contest and pick up a victory here.
Calista Martinez came up with that big steal, showed a lot of good patience as South in a full court man pressure.
Kind of push that 5-second inbound.
Novakoski dribbling with the left hand, gets in the block, throws up the right hand shot and rattles it home. A lot of players on the deck. No foul called. Turnover. Moore with the shot. Misses. Novakoski grabs the offensive rebound. Long 2 by Wagstaff, rattles in. Quick 4 points right there. Talk about a shot in the arm. Yeah. How about that for Evanston, as was once a 7-point lead cut to 3 in a blink of an eye.
Hey, Red Devils just shaking off that 3-pointer there by the Lady Fightin Bison, now only down by 3.
DeMoss with the basketball up top. Martinez. Brown on the left side. The South will slow it down and spread out this Evanston defense. Dribble handoff to Martinez. Martinez will now go to Tovar. So I would like to say perimeter weave, but they're way past the perimeter. DeMoss with a nice take. Too strong, and it's going to be last touch by Van Tassel as it goes out of play. Leggett will come in for DeMoss. It's another opportunity here to Evanston to cut into this lead, as we'll see Heidi Barton come in for Evanston.
As Evanston has had the lead early on in this contest, about a few points or so, but again, this is a contest that's been pretty much well dominated by Cheyenne South, who has held on to the lead.
4:55 left here in the fourth quarter. 35-32 South with the lead. Bounce pass, Novakoski on the left block. Too many dribbles. It's a 3-ball. It's going to be an air ball, and it's going to be saved by Barker. It comes to Tovar. Tovar almost had it taken away from her. As Brown gets it across the timeline, she gets in the lane. It's going to be a block. Call on Amber Lowe. Fessler wants a player control foul, won't get it.
As Amber Lowe will pick up her 5th foul. Team's 5th called against Evanston.
3rd foul.
What did I say?
5th.
Oh,
I know you were going. You were going with the team. You were looking at the team fouls. Stolen away at the inbound by Wagstaff. Another steal for Evanston. That's now the 10th turnover for the Lady Fightin Bison. Novakoski at the block. Goes up with the right hand. Too strong. Martinez grabs the rebound. It's her 7th, and a foul on Novakoski. No, one thing for Novakoski is she grabs it on the left block. She doesn't try to go up with the left hand. She tries to go up with the right hand. It's not going to be a good angled shot from that side.
Yeah, as Novakoski will pick up her third foul, team 6 called against the Lady Red Devils.
So I see coaches work so hard with their players to finish with both hands. It's turned over again. Evanston has the basketball. Martinez will be called for the foul, her fourth.
Yeah, it'll be her fourth foul.
And
team
it's going to be, did she put up, no, it's just 2 fingers. They're going to say she was on the line.
Again, 16th foul called against Cheyenne South, as you mentioned again, with Calista Martinez picking up her fourth foul.
Barton at the line to shoot 2.
As right now, a few Lady Red Devils out there trying to make an argument that it was a 3-point shot.
Swish by Barton on the first one, 71% on the season, as Harlan is going to check in for the Lady Fightin Bison.
As they're going to say that did not count.
So there was a lane violation.
Yeah, they're going to say a lane violation. That has been a streak that here on 14A KRAE, we've been on for about 8 or 9 games, including LCCC basketball.
So this is the second attempt on the way. That one rattles in and out. And last touched by Evanston. So South dodges a bullet.
A big-time bullet again with the lane violation. And again, the other miss.
Now they need to figure out how to get past this full court pressure by Evanston. Give it to Jaya Brown. That's a good idea, as that's going to be a reach-in foul on Barton. Her first, team 7th. That's going to send Jaya Brown, who's at 100% on the season, to the free throw line.
And that is 17th foul. Bonus time for the remainder of this contest for Cheyenne South with 4:08 remaining here in this game. And immediately coming out, at least up after this game wraps up, we will have boys action here between Cheyenne South and Casper Kelly Walsh.
Brown's first free throw attempt rolls in through the front iron. She earns herself another one. She's got 6 points in this second half. She's got a total of 8 in the game, as Martinez will check back in with her 4 fouls. Moore's also in as well. Leggett and Harlan take a seat for South High.
That free throw made there, again, big for Cheyenne South. Now makes it a 2-possession contest here.
Brown, 3 dribbles, twirls, throws it up with the right hand. Off the left iron, the rebound comes down to Novakoski. Low with the basketball, 4 minutes left. It's a 4-point lead for South. With the basketball, Barton dribbles with the left hand, now slows it down up top. Moore trying to go down low. Good defense there by Reagan Moore to deny Novakoski the basketball. Left side, they're going back to where they can get it to Novakoski. Again, getting around was Moore. 3 ball put up by Lowe, hits off the back iron. Barker grabs the offensive rebound, puts it up, it's short, and the rebound comes down the low. The smallest player on the floor grabs the basketball. It's going to be a jump ball as Jaya Brown and Calista Martinez will tie it up. It will be South basketball. Barker with 8 rebounds.
Again, another almost disastrous play against Cheyenne South there, but at least, again, smart move.
Baseball pass, beautifully thrown to Tovar, who can't handle the catch. But luckily for her, it'll be knocked out of play by Evanston. But I'll tell you what, Calista Martinez put a nice little touch on that pass and should have been caught by Tovar.
Almost looking like Jimmy G out there, possibly of the 49ers.
Well, I guess we'll see Sunday night, right?
Absolutely.
Taryn Wagstaff knocks that one out of play. Again, South just not being strong with the basketball at this point. 36-32, 3:31 left here in the fourth quarters. Martinez will inbound it just in front of the Lady Fightin Bison bench. Gets it down low. Van Tassel has the basketball. She traveled again. She jumps a little bit when she tries to make her move. It's another turnover for Van Tassel. That's her 3rd travel call in this quarter.
Yeah, again, that slight movement. Again, refs are going to call that every single time.
2-2-1, full court pressure. Dillon had it taken away initially by Van Tassel, went right off her feet. And out of play all the way back underneath the basket.
Once again, good awareness, good vision by Riley, but again, just didn't get at least a hand on that basketball.
Wagstaff with it, 3:15 left. Still 36-32 our score in favor of South. Barker has it go right through her hands, able to grab it in the corner though. Brown playing defense right on her hip. Barton with the basketball, skip pass Low, looking to go down low. Good defense though by Martinez to deny the pass. Low fakes it, goes in from 15, puts up the shot, nothing but net by Amber Lowe. It's a 1-possession game and a timeout called by Fessler. It's going to be a full one. We'll take a 1-minute timeout here as well on 1480 KRAE. .253 left in the fourth quarter, 36-34 the score. Tovar, Martinez, Leggett, Van Tassel, and Brown on the floor for South. Evanston will counter with Novakoski, Wagstaff, Lowe, Barton, and Barker.
The unfortunate thing is we got a ball game here, again, as it's now only a 2-point advantage for Cheyenne South.
Brown trying to get it across this full court pressure, double teamed at the line, still trying to get it across, and a foul is called, not a tie-up. And Coach Fessler does not like that one, and I can see his argument.
Yeah, that was an interesting foul call there. They're going to call that against at least Evanston. It looks like Barton will pick up that foul, her second foul, team's 8th, called against the Lady Red Devils.
Fessler still beside himself on the call as Brown at the line with 1-on-1. First one rattles in and out, and the rebound comes to Novakoski, and then she's pushed down to the floor by Van Tassel. So that's going to send Zosha Novakoski to the line to shoot 1-and-1.
As that will be the 17th foul call against Cheyenne South. Both teams in the bonus here.
So two teams that do not shoot the free throw that well.
And again, that
could be a free throw shooting contest.
Yeah, at least that foul called against Riley Van Tassel. She'll pick up her first foul.
Novakoski with the red shoes, puts that right foot right on the line, left foot even with it. Puts up the right-hand shot, nothing but net by Novakoski. 53% on the season. If you're Coach Chad DeBryan, you hope it's closer to 50 here, and she misses this one. Yeah. 36-35, Evanston with a chance to tie it up with one more Zosha Novakoski free throw. It's short. The rebound will come down to Martinez, who's on the floor, and I think we got a jump ball before the timeout, and that's going to be Evanston basketball.
Again, a Cheyenne South team that had an 11-point lead at a point in time in this contest is now only up by 1.
Andrea DeMoss will come in. Callista Martinez, who's got 4 fouls, will come out.
As I mentioned, Lady Fightin Bison have dominated this contest, and now we're just kind of giving away at least it back to Evanston here.
Pass is batted away. Barton able to run it down. She gets in the lane. Bounce pass. Novakoski fakes a 3 from the corner. Here's Barton from 15. Hits off the right iron. Novakoski grabs the rebound and a foul as J.R. Brown displaces her. Doesn't give her a chance to land. So Novakoski will go to the line to shoot 1-and-1.
As that will be the 18th foul called against Cheyenne South.
Third on Brown.
Yeah.
Martinez will check back in for Andrea.
It seems like this game is going to come down to free throw shooting between these two teams. As you hear the cheer squad for Cheyenne South.
First one on the way, rattles in and out. Martinez grabs the rebound and then throws it away and traveled beforehand. This has kind of been the MO, so to say, for South that we've seen for the 3 years, where they get in these situations and they just don't slow down and take care of the basketball.
They feel that kind of mental pressure out there and, again, collapse. And it's something where age and, again, class is not an excuse anymore for this Lady Fightin Bison team. They've been higher for a couple seasons now.
That pass was batted out of play by the Fightin Bison, so it'll stay Evanston basketball. Evanston with another opportunity. They're down by 1, 36-35. As Nick mentioned earlier, they were up by South was up by as many as 11 in that first half. Lowe fakes the shot, goes to the corner, skip pass to Wagstaff, looking to go down low. Good job there by the bottom part of this zone as Lowe puts up the shot. It's off the mark. Van Tassel grabs the rebound. No, a jump ball, but at least South basketball.
And that was a close call there, but at least, thankfully enough, it was that jump ball. And Cheyenne South having an opportunity here now to do something on the offensive side, at least put a little bit more cushion on this 1-point lead here.
They got to get it across the timeline at this point. It feels like it's been forever since they've gotten it on their side of the court. It's another turnover. It is the 14th turnover as DeMoss will come in for South. Martinez will come out. Another opportunity for Evanston to take the lead, 36-35 with 2:01 left.
And again, emphasis on another, where they've had plenty of at least opportunities here in this quarter to at least get a lead, but they've found a way to also to blow it as well.
DeMoss comes up with a steal, tied up. It's going to be a jump ball, stay Evanston basketball.
And again, Evanston, this is about 5, 6, 7 times now that they've had a shot to take the lead. But again, they find a way to cough it up. Again,
it hasn't been on South's side of the court in a little while.
Yeah.
With the basketball, Wagstaff has it, setting up her offense, telling Barton to go down low. She gets it in the corner. Barton, lob pass backside to Novakoski. It's over the mark. Lowe able to grab it in the corner. Barker at the right elbow. Kick out. Barton for the left wing three. Hits off the back iron. Grabbing the rebound is DeMoss and Novakoski. And it's going to be a jump ball, and South will get the basketball back. Another thing is, too, is nobody's boxing out. The length of Evanston is just dominating on the O boards right now, where even when South gets their hands on it, it turns into a jump ball.
And again, you saw a little frustration as both players falling down. Again, refs having to get in, at least in the middle of those two teams before it got even more hot and heavy.
Brown will get it across the timeline. It's in the front court here for South. 1:28 left here in the quarter. Martinez will go into the lane. Goes over to Van Tassel. Her shot too strong. The rebound comes to Novakoski. Here comes Evanston. Another opportunity here to take the lead if they can score a bucket. 36-35. South with the lead. Low into the lane on the elbow. Goes to the right block. Big fadeaway bank shot is off the mark. Brown grabs the rebound for South. Throws it over to Leggett. Loses the handle, but Brown able to grab it back. South needs to call a timeout maybe and set something up here.
Again, slow down as this team is very errant right now. Under a minute to play here.
And now they'll go four corners. They'll make Evanston play defense the entirety of the half, or of the front court. Martinez double team, gets around it, goes to Tovar in the corner, bounce past Van Tassel, puts up the shot, is fouled on the way up. The shot doesn't go, but Van Tassel will go to the line to shoot two.
19th foul called against Evanston, and we'll wait that. It's going to be against the big, that being at least Barker, who will pick up her fourth foul. So that is a big one as well. Again, where she is the 6'1" product, again, out of Evanston, who is, again, being a force to reckon with on that floor.
It's going to be the first one by Van Tassel, rattles in and out. That's a huge miss as Tomas will come in for Martinez. 40.7 seconds left. South has scored just 4 points in the quarter.
But yet have a 1 point advantage.
And 11 points scored for Evanston in the quarter.
Yeah.
Second one by Van Tassel. That one's nothing but net. Extends the lead to 2. So now a 3-ball will give Evanston the lead. A 2-ball will tie it up. Full court pressure applied by South. They try to trap in the corner. They get out of it, does Evanston. Wagstaff will get it over towards her coach, and a timeout is called by Fessler with 32.9 left. It will be a
full timeout, it looks like.
Full timeout. We'll take a 1-minute timeout here as well. You're listening and watching to high school basketball on 1480 KRAE. Well, a tight one with 32.9 seconds left here for the Lady Fightin' Bison. They're up 37-35. A timeout called by Fessler. It's a big moment right here for the Lady Fightin' Bison.
Yeah, without a doubt. This is gut check time on the defensive side where, again, fortunate enough, defense should feel a little bit confident, especially how Evanston has been shooting on the offense where, again, they've had time after time after time to at least take the lead, if not tie up this ball game, and have missed on that opportunity.
Lowe has the basketball for Evanston. Out of the timeout, skip pass over to Wagstaff on the wing. 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Barton, bounce pass Lowe as they look to try to go down low to Barker or Novakoski. Skip pass Wagstaff, drives baseline, throws up the right-hand shot, big shot, too strong. Barker there with the putback, lays it in for two. We're tied up with 10 seconds left. DeMoss will get it across the timeline. A timeout called by Coach DeBryan. It will be a full timeout. We'll take another 1 minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. A final from the Thunderdome. The Lady T-Birds beat Rock Springs 61-37. Here we're tied up at 37s with South having the basketball with 7 seconds left. Brown, Van Tassel, Tovar, Leggett. Van Tassel gets it in the corner. 5 seconds left. Van Tassel, kick out. Martinez puts up the three. There's Leggett with the putback, too strong. We're going to overtime. Leggett had a buddy layup for the game winner, and she missed it. We'll take a 1 minute timeout. It's overtime basketball here at Fightin' Bison Gymnasium on 1480 KRAE. Well, Angelina Leggett had a chance, and with this overtime real quick, it's not an 8 minute overtime, it's a 4 minute overtime that we're going to have here. Unlike college, that usually goes 5 minute overtime. So half is what it is. It's just half the quarter.
Yeah, you split the half, and again, you continue. If it's tied after overtime, you just redo it again for at least another 4 minutes. As you also too, part of overtime, will have a jump ball as well too at the center circle. But again, Cheyenne South had the lead the entire way of that contest.
And Leggett gets the offensive rebound, had a wide open lay-in, and just threw it too hard off the backboard.
Again, how many opportunities against Cheyenne South? All they needed to do was just shut out this Evanston team on one play and just failed to do it.
Barker slams it to the other side of the floor. It should be South basketball. It is going to be South basketball to start the quarter, or start the overtime period. Leggett, Brown, Martinez, Tovar, and Van Tassel. For Evanston, it's Wagstaff, Lowe, Barton, Barker, and Novakoski. Full court pressure. Evanston used this full court pressure to get themselves back in the game. Van Tassel working on Barker, who's got 4 fouls. And quickly, Barton fouls Jaya Brown. Now, if the fouls carry over, so now they're in the double bonus, is South, and Brown will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, again, that'll be the 10th team foul called against Evanston here. Again, that is double bonus time for the remainder of this OT, or at least as long as it takes to find a winner here at Cheyenne South between these two.
Maybe they'll do golden bucket if it's like that, if it goes to a second one. Jaya Brown hits the first, though. Gives South the lead here in the overtime period.
Cheyenne South, Lady Fightin Bison, who had an 11-point lead at a point in time in this contest, had a comfortable lead throughout this entire game. Again, allowed Evanston to get back into it and tie up this ball game.
Brown's second free throw on the way. That's too strong. The rebound comes to Wagstaff. Here comes Evanston. A chance to take their first lead here of this second half, as they were not able to take the lead or only able to tie it up. With the basketball, it's Barton now over to Lowe, up way high on the right wing. It's back up top now to Wagstaff. Again, they're looking to go down low. The bigs for Evanston have just dominated this game. Novakoski looking to go high-low. Instead, will come back up top to Lowe. Here's Barton into the lane. Kick out in the corner, Wagstaff. Throws it away, goes right to DeMoss. DeMoss comes up with a steal in transition. We'll slow it down. Leggett into the lane, pulls up from 10. It's short. Van Tassel grabs the offensive rebound, though. Just her second rebound in the game. Wagstaff comes up with the steal initially. Brown on the floor, and a timeout called by Coach DeBryan. And it will be a 30. We'll take a 30 as well. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on 1480 KRAE. For South, they have the 1-point lead. They also have the basketball with 3:03 left here in overtime. They had a lead in that first half of 11, but this pesky Evanston team did not go down quietly and forced OT. Van Tassel, right block, bounce pass to Tovar on the left block. It's back up top. Brown at the top of the key will now slow it down between the rings. Fakes one way with the head and then tries to go to the right. Now back up top. Good defense, though, by Barton, not budging. Nice Euro step by Brown. Her shot's blocked by Barker. That's her third block tonight. Here comes.
As mentioned with Cheyenne South, though, again, they only have themselves the blame of shooting themselves in the foot, allowing Evanston back into the game.
Novakoski from just inside the free throw line. It's short. Tovar grabs the rebound, and they're going to call a quick jump ball. And South's bench is not happy, as Evanston will have the basketball, as Harlan and DeMoss will come in for South. Barton will come out, and Maggie Moore will come in and be the trigger man.
And again, the frustrating thing about that quick jump ball call is that it is Evanston's basketball now.
Novakoski in the corner. DeMoss comes up with the tip and grabs the ball. She's going for the steal and two, lays it in, too strong, lays it out, too strong. Tovar with the offensive rebound, throws up the wild shot. Van Tassel grabs the loose ball. Leggett into the lane, and one! Throws it up, and a block call on Novakoski, who hit the deck hard. Leggett gets the and one opportunity.
And how big is that right there by Cheyenne South? And how many times have we seen in this contest that they've missed those point-blank shots, but finally getting one to fall, and now a chance to extend out to make it a two-possession contest here.
Leggett, her first bucket of the evening. It's a huge one here in overtime, and a chance to get three the hard way. Leggett throws it up, hits off the back iron. Barker grabs her 10th rebound. Wagstaff across the timeline, 40-37, 2:05 left here in the overtime period. Moore with it high on the right side, skip past the low, puts up the three ball. Too strong, and the rebound comes to Novakoski, who stepped out of bounds. And what's crazy there is they're lucky she stepped out of bounds, because there was three white shirts underneath the basket with no black shirt anywhere around them.
Yeah, they were ready to attack and at least whittle down the lead. But again, Cheyenne South living on the edge. Found a way to get at least away with that one.
Van Tassel has the basketball, goes to Leggett. Here's Martinez. It's a quickly 2-on-1. Goes to Tovar, throws up the bank shot, or didn't use the backboard. Probably should have, because it was an air ball. And Lowe grabs the rebound. across the timeline. Moore with the basketball. On the wing, skip pass, almost taken away by Martinez. It is! And she knocked down WHSAA in the process. 2-on-1, throws up the shot, offensive foul, and Callista Martinez has now fouled out of the basketball game.
19th foul called against Lady Fightin Bison. As you mentioned, Callista Martinez will take a seat. And again, as we're trying to get everything settled down here at Cheyenne South, again, you hear the fan base, the faithful here at least Fightin Bison Gymnasium, and vocalize their opinion of that call.
Well, and for Callista Martinez, 12 points all in that first half, and she's going to end with 12 points. 12 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals.
And again, the
junior.
The interesting thing on that play was she was streaking with another player, had a 2-on-1, but decided to at least take it herself.
40-37, South with the lead. Almost taking it away there was Leggett. Wagstaff pulls from the right elbow. Short Leggett doesn't grab the rebound. Barker does, lays it in for 2. And it looked like Leggett just gave up on the play as Coach Fessler will call a timeout. The lead is cut to 1, and it's a full timeout. We'll take a 1-minute timeout here as well. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on 1480 KRAE. Continuing with the pressure, but too much as they will foul Jaya Brown, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. It looks like Maggie Moore.
As the officials kind of rushed in back out of that timeout, basically saying, hey, we want to get out of here.
We don't get paid by the hour. They get paid by the game, and they're working overtime, and they don't get paid for that either.
You wonder if they get paid by the foul, of how many fouls are mounting up right now. But either way, though, again, that foul, again, will be called against Moore, her 3rd.
Jaya misses the first one.
And again, South, this is a big issue of closing out contests where, again, clutch shots like this, opportunities to basically extend out and separate yourselves from teams, they find a way to at least cough it up.
Big free throw coming here for Jaya. Puts it up and nothing but net. She knocks down the second one as we'll see Harlan come in for Jaya Brown. Try to get some more size in there, more defensive rebounding for Coach Chad DeBrine. 1:02 left on the Pepsi scoreboard here in overtime. 41-39. South with the lead, Evanston with the basketball. Only 1 3-pointer hit by Evanston tonight, and that was by Brown, who's on the bench. Wagstaff with the basketball, lobs it over. Barker throws it up, too strong, grabs her own rebound, lays it in for 2. She's got a double-double.
And that is a smart play right there with Barker having the height advantage.
36 seconds left. DeMoss with the basketball. We're tied up at 41s again here in our first overtime period. Emphasis on the first. Tovar, basketball on the wing, almost traveled. Leggett has it. DeMoss in the corner. Gets into the lane, step back, timeout called by Coach Chad DeBryan with 18.3 seconds left. Jaya Brown will check in. It's a full timeout. We'll take a 1-minute timeout here as well. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on 1480 KRAE. 41-41, 18.3 seconds left here in this first overtime.
First overtime.
South will have the basketball.
Again, as they had a chance to at least get the victory early in regulation at the waning moments. Again, we'll see if they can at least find a way to dig deep, get it done here, and come away with a victory. Again, a much-needed victory for the Cheyenne South and Lady Fightin Bison. Again, 18 seconds left. They're on their own offensive side of the floor right now, and they're about to inbound this basketball. Again, we'll see what Chad DeBryan, at least the play, is going to be. You wonder if they're going to look to the inside with Riley.
And Callista Martinez fouled out. She's not on the floor. It's Leggett, DeMoss, Fantasil, Tovar, and Brown who has the basketball. It's Moore, Lowe, Barker, Novakoski, and Wagstaff. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Brown into the lane, runs right into Barker, grabs it back. Turnaround jumper is short. We're going to a foul is called. I didn't even hear the whistle because the crowd was so loud counting down. And Jaya Brown will go to the line to shoot 2 with 1.6 left.
That foul being on Novakoski, that will be her 5th. She will exit out of this contest for Evanston. How big was that? Again, a push foul against Leggett. And again, she will shoot 2, and as Novakoski will exit out this contest. So you got now 2 Evanston Lady Red Devils, and now at least again 1 exiting and 1 with foul trouble.
Jaya Brown, the play didn't look good to start. She ran right into the brick wall of Stacia Barker. Luckily for her, she was able to grab it, put up a desperation shot, and somewhere in that process of that shot, she was fouled by Novakoski, who's will foul out. She has 12 points and 7 rebounds. Brown's first free throw attempt rolls in from the back iron, and South has the lead with 1.6 seconds left. Now Fessler does have 1 timeout left for Evanston. We'll see if he decides to use it. Nope, DeBryan will use his last timeout. It will be a full timeout, but for us here, we'll take a 30-second timeout on 1480 KRAE. .6 seconds left. Jaya Brown hit her first of 2 free throws to give South the lead, 42-41. Now Coach Fessler did go talk to the official, pretty much saying, if she makes it, I want a timeout. If she doesn't make it, we grab the rebound. Listen to me, because I'm going to call a quick timeout so we can try to drop some type of Hail Mary play on the other side. Of course, with Zosha Novakoski fouling out, Tiana Pierce will have to come in, the senior forward. And Fessler's pretty much at half court, right in the ear, or close to the ear of the official.
If your pulse isn't working overtime right now, what's wrong with you? This is an exciting finish right now, what we got here at Cheyenne South.
Brown's free throw attempt, nothing but nets. And the final timeout called by Coach Fessler. We'll just keep it right here, as really it's a heave and a hoe at this point. And here's what's nice for us, Nick. More than likely, it's not going to be a 2-pointer that they're going to hit. It's going to be a half-court desperation. So it's going to be end of the game one way or the other.
One way or the other.
I'm not even going to knock on wood. It's going to be one way or the other.
Yeah, there's no inbounding pass, at least getting past half-court line. Again, having an opportunity to inbound on that side. No, it's pretty much heave-ho, shot, go for the prayer shot. And again, if you're Evanston, you hope for it falls. But right now, again, with Cheyenne South, 1.6 seconds remaining. You're pretty much trying to put some hands up in those faces, trying to at least put some pressure on that end. And again, get this win, this much-needed win. If Cheyenne South is able to pull off the victory here, they're going to move to 3-5 overall. If Evanston does lose this contest, they're going to fall to 4-4 overall.
For South, they'll have Harlan Tovar, DeMoss, Leggett, and Van Tassel out on the floor. Evanston will counter with Barker, Lowe, Barton, Moore, and Wagstaff is going to have to get the baseball pass. Now she can move on the baseline. Wagstaff throws up the prayer over the head of everybody. Nobody's touched the ball yet. DeMoss will come up with a steal. She traveled. Wait a second, it's not over. Andrea DeMoss traveled with the basketball, and I'll tell you what, Evanston's going to get the basketball on their side of the court with probably about 0.5, 0.6 seconds left.
Again, a just miscue, mental miscue by Cheyenne South.
She dragged her foot.
Yeah. Again, got a little too eager on the celebration there. Again, almost, again, a little, put the cart before the horse, so to speak. You celebrated too early. And again, now here's a chance, another one for Evanston.
I'll call the play right now. It's going to be a lob to Barker. The only play you can do.
You go to Barker on the inside.
They're going to lob it to Barker. And you know what? I should have friggin' knocked on wood is what I should have done, because I may have just jinxed us for another overtime. Here it is Barker jumping up and down. This ball's going to Barker. There should be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Barker on the lob pass, grabs it, throws it up. She's fouled. Barker will go to the line to shoot two. Unreal.
Wow, what a finish we got here. 10th team foul called against Cheyenne South. You hear the folks here at South High, again, not too happy about that one. But again, it was a clear foul. Unfortunate, again, for Cheyenne South. Again, you have a 2-point lead. You got to be smart on the floor. You got to realize where you are at.
I will say this. Barker's a 25% free throw shooter. Make her earn it at the line. I mean, the catch was way too easy for Barker, but here comes Stacia Barker, 25%. She's going to have to make both or miss the second one if she misses the first one. First one on the way, she misses it. Now you just got to box out.
There is 0.4 remaining on the clock.
What's Coach Chad DeBryan? He just told all of his girls to get out of the paint. Now they're going to come back in. You don't want to do that, because then you're going to give them an easy shot.
Yeah, there's 0.4 remaining on that clock. It is not over.
She's going to have to miss it, and someone's going to have to get the tip.
That's what she's looking over to head coach Fessler right now.
She puts it up. It's short, and the ball comes down the low. She banks it in. No shot. It won't count. It won't count.
They say
it won't count, and we don't do video replay here, so South will come away with the win. Holy cow, what a finish here. South wins it 43-41, and I'll tell you what, that wasn't done easily at all right there, Nick. Controversy down to the final horn.
Yeah, controversy without a doubt. Again, for Evanston, you got a good argument there. A good argument, but again, it was 0.4 seconds. And either way, though, it is going to be a final overtime here. Again, where Cheyenne South will pick up the 2-point victory in an exciting ball game here. 43-41. Cheyenne South, again, picking up the win. At least they're going to move to 3-5 overall for Evanston. They're going to fall to 4-4 overall. Wow. What a finish.
I don't have enough energy for another one.
Oh, we got one more again. That was just girls action. We got boys action coming up next between Cheyenne South and Casper Kelly Walsh. Casper Kelly Walsh, you're defending 4A state champions. Again, how will that game live up to the end of this one? You had everything from.
Well, I hope it goes fast. I just want to say that. I hope it goes. I mean, we're already an hour behind. And for Coach Chad DeBryan, though, congratulations. It's not pretty, but sometimes when you're a grindy, gritty team, you're going to win ugly games. And fortunately for them, they were able to win an ugly game. I'm going to need to take a timeout for myself. I'm going to see if I can hunt down the starters here for Casper Kelly Walsh. So we'll take a 2-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE.
If you're looking for fun and adventure, Kia of Cheyenne is the place to start. And the 2019 Kia Sorento will help you find it. I'm AJ Miller, and the 2019 Kia Sorento will give you what you need to make things happen. This vehicle has plenty of power, all-season traction, safety features, technology, and comfort for any road you're on. The Kia Sorento offers plenty of standard features for the money, and we're all about saving you money. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy.
Welcome back to Cheyenne South, where, again, we watched a phenomenal in their final overtime in this girls contest. Again, as it is Cheyenne South at least on top, 43-41. Going to hand it over to Chris Polton. Also, too, we got head coach Chad DeBryan here to give his thoughts on that victory.
Well, you just make an offensive rebound layup when you don't have that much stress in your life, huh?
Yeah, you're right. We had a pretty dang good look at it at the end of regulation.
I'll tell you what, though, you're a team that prides yourself on being gritty.
Correct.
On grinding out games. It wasn't pretty. A lot of mistakes, a lot of things you'll need to clean up, but you got the win, and that's got to be the big positive that you pull out of tonight.
The biggest positive, we go into the locker room at halftime, we only had 3 turnovers. That's never happened with this ball club. And if we can continue to take care of the basketball, we held them to 15 points in the first half. If we can play defense and take care of the basketball, we're going to be a force.
And you're able to do it with Callista on the bench as she fouled out. So, Jaya Brown coming up huge. You're going to need to depend on secondary scoring. Yep. And Jaya was that tonight.
Yeah. Jaya's solid. She's our best free throw shooter. She's our best ball handler. When the chips are down, we wanted the ball in her hands there at the end. And, and Callista, she's a kid that we have to have on the floor. We went offense, defense with her to try to keep her for the offensive end. But, I couldn't be happier with the 8-man rotation. I thought the 8-man rotation, just all of them played really well.
And then as far as rebounding goes, you guys are going to be undersized in a lot of matchups, so probably something that you can watch a lot of game film on and see what you guys need to do, because that's the way Evanston got back in it, was on the offensive glass tonight.
And we talk about that a lot, and it just is what it is. I don't have to look at the stats completely, but we haven't out-rebounded anybody all season, and we're dead last in the state in rebounding. So, yeah, you're right. We're going to have to fix that a little bit, and, I think having Reagan Moore back in the lineup will help us with that a little bit, but she's kicking off some rust right now, but she's going to be a good player for us.
I'll tell you what, Coach, nonetheless, again, when it comes down to it, you just got to win. And you got to figure out how to win. And tonight your team did that. So congratulations tonight on a big win. Good luck tomorrow. Two tomorrow, right? Or just the one?
Just one. We've got Green River.
Green River tomorrow. Another feisty opponent tomorrow in Green River. So very much good luck. Thank you for joining us. Again, overtime winner for the South High Lady Fightin Bison. We'll take another 2-minute timeout. We'll get you set up for our boys game. Kelly Walsh and the South High Fightin Bison. Again, after this 2-minute timeout on 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Cheyenne South, where again we saw a fun one there. Final overtime where Cheyenne South gets the much needed victory. Everything and anything that could happen in that contest to kind of prevent Cheyenne South from getting that victory pretty much happened there, Chris. Again, from the turnover, from the travel, from the foul, from every single thing. It felt like the world was against Cheyenne South, trying to prevent them from getting that victory, but they did, however. And again, a big win for head coach Chad O'Brien and his Lady Fightin Bison, again, as they take care of business against Evanston, the Lady Red Devils, as we set things up here and get ready for our boys contest in Cheyenne South as they play host to Casper. Kelly Walsh, again, your defending 4A state champions. Want to take this opportunity while I have that shot to at least thank all of our 5 sports sponsors here on 1480 KRAE. We'd like to thank Arrow Moving and Storage, B&B Appliance and TV, Baskin Robbins, at least the LCCC Flight Crew, the Bread Basket Bakery, Burns Insurance Company, Capital Lumber Company, Charles Schwab, Shine Auto Repair and Service, Chick-fil-A, Fat Boys Tire and Auto, First Education Federal Credit Union, Foot of the Rockies, Holiday Motors, High West Energy, Joed Produce, First Tier Bank, Kia of Cheyenne, LCCC, and Cheyenne Regional Medical Center, the Injury Prevention Center. Again, Chris, as you're getting everything all tabulated and getting ready for our boys contest, which is coming here in about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Again, it is. I hope you're ready. I hope you did your bathroom break. You got the water
good
in.
To go.
Absolutely.
Good to go,
Want to thank more of our fine sports sponsors. How about MHP, Linux Auto Body, Little Philly, Mary's Mountain Cookies, Medicap Pharmacy, Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union, Merit Plumbing and Heating, Pages Act Lane at Number 1 Properties, Pepsi of Cheyenne, sponsoring our Pepsi Scoreboard, Pete's Builders, Platte Valley Bank, Taco John's, the Gill Window Company, Y Dot as well. Again, thank you to all our fine sports sponsors. What we're going to do right now is we're going to take a 30-second timeout and be back with our at least starting lineups as we get ready for boys action here on 1480 KRAE.
Starting lineups for our boys game. Let's take you through the final stats here for our matchup between that was an overtime winner, 43-41 winner for South High Fightin Bison. For Evanston, they were led by Zosha Nikoski with 13 points, 10 for Stacia Barker, 4 apiece for Wagstaff, Barton, Lowe, and Maggie Moore. For South, it was 12 points for both Callista Martinez and Jaya Brown, 11 points for Riley Van Tassel, 2 points for Angie Leggett, 2 for Raina Tovar, and 5 for Andrea Demas. South will go to 3-5 overall, as well as Evanston. They're also 3-5 on the season as well. For Kelly Walsh and the reigning 4A state champions and head coach Randy Roden, they come in at 3-4 on the season. Their starters will be senior guard, who will sometimes play down low as a forward, number 2 Isaiah Wiggins, 8.5 points per game. Senior guard number 3, Michael Bradley, 10 points a game. Sophomore number 12, Tyler Pacheco, 9 points a game. It is sophomore 4, number 24, Caden Allaire, 9 points a game. And then just playing his second game of the season as a senior forward, number 4, Cade Marsh. His first game was last night against Alliance. And as I was down there saying with Coach Randy Roden, it wasn't the prettiest of games there for Cade Marsh. We'll take another 30-second timeout. We'll get you the starters for the South High Fightin Bison right here on 1480 KRAE.
College. It's filled with classrooms, instructors, and exams. But beyond that, it's filled with curiosity, budding friendships, insightful conversations, and so many opportunities. There will be people like you, and you, and you. You'll work, you'll play, you'll struggle, and you'll succeed. But when you allow yourself to pursue your dreams, you'll learn what you're truly made of.
His second season, Jeff Bailey for South High Fightin Bison. They come in at 5-2. His starting lineup will be Senior guard number 1, Cameron Bird, 20 points a game for the senior. Sophomore guard number 3, Leandre Ray, 9 points a game. Junior guard number 4, Jane Cummings, 6.5 points. Senior forward number 10, Kevin Bell, 9 points a game for him as he's making his 6th start tonight. Senior forward number 24, Hunter Scott, 6 points a game, also shooting 50% from behind the arc, so a big that can stretch the floor a little bit there for Coach Bailey. This is Coach Bailey. They come off the win against Rock Springs last night. And for Coach Bailey, you can tell after we talked to him at halftime of the girls' game, but a chance to really get your program going and get more buy-in with the program, and you're seeing the dividends pay off.
And what confidence would that build, again, defending 4A state champs, Casper, Kelly Walsh, here on your own home court? Again, how big would that be for the Fightin Bison? And again, as you're talking about, second-year stint for Jeff Bailey here, again, former Cheyenne East head coach, now over here at Cheyenne South, getting in attendance as well, too, as I pointed out to you earlier, Chris. Again, guy who was the predecessor of Jeff Bailey in attendance, who is now over in Laramie with the Plainsmen. That being one head coach, Jim Schaefer, right now. So a little bit of a homecoming, but also, too, as I see, he's got the notebook out, doing a little, at least, note-taking to prepare for at least Cheyenne South, especially Cheyenne South, because, again, for Coach Schaefer and his Laramie Plainsman squad, that is doing very well in this season. Again, we'll see this team a couple times when they at least play in quadrant play.
Let's take a look around the other games going on around town. At half, the Cheyenne East boys up 35-29 over Sheridan. So that's actually a big game for the Thunderbirds for the boys, as they're up by 6 with those 2 bigs that the Sheridan Broncs have. At half, or it's in the third quarter right now, Central up by only 4, 22-18. Lawson Lovering only 2 points in that game. That was at least with 9:47 in the third quarter. So
give credit to Alliance on that one, realizing that they need to slow down the big there of Lawson Lovering. Again, a guy who's going to be well known throughout even at least Colorado, Wyoming, and also to Nebraska. Again, he's made his name out here in the High Plains, so doesn't surprise me at least slightly, because again, he's going to find more and more of that pressure, more and more of those teams realizing of what he brings to the table, and again, it's unfortunately catching up to him here at least tonight over there at the field house against Alliance.
It was a Central Lady Indian winner, 61-21. They played against Alliance, and then over at the Thunderdome, the East Lady Thunderbirds were a 61-37 winner at the Thunderdome. They were led by Kai Buell, who had 19 points in that matchup. South will be in their home blacks with black numbers, gold on the outline. Really good for us people up here, but luckily we're not super high. Kelly Walsh will be in their road whites with the green letters and numbers. It'll be South going right to left on your computer screen radio dial. Kelly Walsh will start with the basketball. Bradley at the top being guarded by Cummings, as South will start in a man defense. Wiggins on the corner being guarded by Cameron Bird, who's finally healthy and looking like it for South. In the paint goes Allaire. He hands it off to Marsh. Reverse court, Pacheco gets into the lane. Stopped that by Bell at the free throw line. Kick out to Marsh. Marsh, left-hand dribble, step back from the left elbow. Nothing but net by Cade Marsh. That's a good start for him and for Coach Randy Roden.
Yeah, that was an easy look right there. Just step back, at least jumper right there. And get 2-point advantage now for the Trojans.
Bell with the basketball. Step back, we'll throw it over to Cummings. Now reverse the court to Leandre Ray. Bell, short corner. Kick back up top. Birdhurst first touch here in this offensive possession. We'll go to the right wing to Ray. High screen from Hunter Scott. It's thrown over to Cummings on the right wing, looking to go down low. It's stolen away by Cade Marsh. First turnover for South. Wiggins hands it off to Marsh, who banks it in for 2. 4 quick points for Cade Marsh. It's a 4-0 lead for Kelly Walsh to start.
And this is what that Kelly Walsh team did last season on their route to that state at least championship. Again, they score in bunches, and again, they have a quick pace offense.
Bell with the basketball at the elbow, dribbling with the left hand, puts it up high off the glass, misses the iron. The rebound comes out to Bird. Bird stops at the free throw line, shoots it, rattles it home. Cameron Bird with his first bucket on his first field goal attempt. 4-2, Kelly Walsh with the lead. Bradley across the timeline for K-Dub. Goes over to the left wing. Pacheco has it. Pacheco looking for someone to flash. Goes to Marsh. He'll put up the 3 ball. It's short. The rebound comes to South, but to Kelly Walsh, but Cameron Bird comes up with the steal. Going coast to coast, he makes it in. It's a quick 4-0 run there for Cameron Bird in South, and it's tied up at 4.
Again, these are two teams that are going to move up and down this court pretty quickly.
Marsh with the basketball, jab step, he'll put up another 3 ball. It's short again, and Hunter Scott will grab the rebound for South. So Marsh, the only one to throw up shots thus far for KW. He starts 2 for 4. Bird with the basketball, goes to Hunter Scott at the top. Backdoor cut to Bell, right hand lay-in, just too short. Grabs the offensive rebound, and it's going to be a foul on the floor. Great find by Scott, just wasn't able to finish it, was Kevin Bell.
It looks like Michael Bradley will pick up the foul there for Casper Kelly Walsh, his team's first call against the Trojans. And again, fell asleep on at least at the well on defense for Casper Kelly Walsh on that previous play.
We'll have a line change as Bird puts up the 3, hits off the left iron, grabbing the rebound. Will be out of play. Bell tried to save it. It's out of play. Line change for Kelly Walsh. It will be number 5, Gunnar Browning, number 13, Colin Booz, number 15, Bastion Hansen, number 20, Keaton Crilly, and number 11, David DeBoer.
Head coach Randy Roden pulling a head coach Brian Ortmeyer. That's the only head coach we know that does that 5-man shift.
With the basketball stolen away by Scott, he throws it over to Bird. Bird with one dribble, puts it up with the right hand and rolls in. Bird wanted the end one. He's got 6 points. His 4 points scored off of 2 turnovers by Casper Kelly Walsh as South has their first lead. Dribble drive in the paint, turnaround jumper, no good. It's Hansen with the putback attempt. It's off the mark. Scott grabs the rebound, goes to Leandre Ray in transition. Bell with the basketball, traveled. Second turnover for South, 6-4, 4:52, as Maureen Alexander and Michael Manzanares will check in for South. Scott and Ray will check out for the Fightin Bison.
And just Cheyenne South, that it finds a mixture of both from seniors to all the way to sophomores. It's kind of a mixture of a vet team with some, at least, youth in it in that lineup.
High screen with the basketball is DeBoer. Left corner 3 is short. That was shot up by Booz. Rebound by Crilly is off the mark, too strong. Cummings grabs his first rebound of the night. Here's Bird as Coach Bailey calling out the play set double. Assuming that's a double stagger screen, and there it is for Cummings. Good defense, though, by DeBoer. Bird with the basketball. One dribble, puts it up, and is going to the line. That's efficiency. Just one dribble, and to the rack goes Bird. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Foul's going to be called against Browning for Casper Kelly Walsh. His first, team second, called against the Trojans.
64% from the free throw line is Cameron Bird, who's got all 6 points for South.
As we're about
this is the first one.
As we're about to see Raymond Doherty come in for Cheyenne South. 6'4", so adding a little bit of height out there. Again, senior for him.
Bird with his second opportunity, try to extend this lead to 3, misses both. Grabbing the basketball on the floor is Crilly, his third rebound. Gets it over to DeBoer on a couple of rolls. DeBoer being hounded by Bird. Bird comes up with a steal. Bird with the right hand goes it in with 2 on the lay-in. His second steal is 8th, .84 the score. South doubling up. Casper Kelly Walsh, a 3-pointer, hits off the front iron. Jumping way up in the air is Cummings to grab his second rebound. Bird with the basketball on the left wing. He gets in the lane, goes up high, throws it up. It's a block call. Bird's going to the line to shoot 2. Holy cow. We talked about how this kid is healthy, but the spring in his step right now is unreal.
Yeah, without a doubt, that foul is going to be called against, it looks like Crilly for Casper Kelly Walsh, his first, team's third against the Trojans here in the first quarter.
Bird bending over. He's a little tired, I guess.
He's been a workhorse here early on for Cheyenne South.
Bird's first one on the way. This one's going to be short, not using his legs there on that free throw attempt.
Legs might be a little bit tired of how much, at least running up and down the court he's been doing here for the Fightin Bison.
Cummings will come out. Ray will come back in for the Fightin Bison. Here comes Bird. He's 0 for 3 at the free throw line. Really the only negative thus far on this start. He's making 0 for 4 as Crilly will grab the 4th rebound as that time the free throw was long.
And hopefully those free throws don't come back to bite Cameron there. Again, even with the 4-point advantage here.
Booz with the basketball will fake it one way and give it to Browning. Browning being hounded by Leandre Ray. Throws it over. It is Booz with the basketball. Booz on the wing. Jab step. Gets around. Bird goes into the lane. Throws up the shot. Too strong. Crilly there with the offensive rebound. Rattles in and out. He grabs another offensive rebound. Puts his head down. And a foul on Alexander. How about Crilly with 6 rebounds already?
Yeah, Crilly getting aggressive on the inside. As you mentioned, Alexander picking up his first foul. Team's first against Cheyenne South here.
Actually, they're going to call that on Cameron Bird.
That's an interesting call there. So, yeah, Cameron will pick up his first foul.
Bradley, Pacheco, Marsh,
another
Allaire, as well as Wiggins as we go with another line change. The starting 5 back out on the floor for Casper Kelly Walsh. Wiggins inbounding and underneath the basket, goes to the corner of Pacheco. Scott pops out, throws it over. Marsh, he's open, doesn't take the shot. Instead will drive, throws up the right hand, and that one rolls in. As Cade Marsh has been the only one that's been able to crack the rim. Thus far, 8-6 the score, 6 points for Marsh.
And that ends a bit of a scoring drought there for Casper Kelly Walsh.
Mascarenas almost traveled, dragging that right foot. Gives it to Ray in the corner. Bounce pass down low, stolen by Bradley. It's the 3rd turnover for South.
Trying to at least get that pass through the legs. Again, Kelly Walsh was not buying it there.
Bradley calls out the play, looking for Pacheco to cut. Instead, they go out to Marsh, who puts up the 3 ball. This one is too strong, and Scott grabs his 3rd rebound for South. Ray across the timeline. 2:35 left here in the first quarter. 8-6 the lead for the Fightin' Bison. Mascarenas rips through. Now dribbles it out to Doherty on the outside. Scott get another bad entry pass to Hunter Scott. It's another turnover. Grabbing that still was Allaire. Wiggins with the basketball across the timeline, telling Marsh to go down low. Goes right side. Bradley with the basketball. Yet to put up a shot. It has been Michael Bradley. He now gets in the lane. This is a shot he puts up on the bump by Cummings. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 after the miss.
As you mentioned, Cummings will pick up that foul. That'll be his first, team second, called against Cheyenne South here in this quarter.
Bird and Bell will come back in for South. Mascarenas and Doherty come out for the Fightin' Bison. They're up 8-6. They're going to say the foul happened on the floor, not on the shot. Wiggins traveled. 3rd turnover for Kelly Walsh.
As right now, neither team looking too crisp here in this first quarter. As
Bell,
much as South had that hot start, again, right now have had, again, scoring difficulty here.
2 minutes left in this first quarter. 8-6 South with the lead. All 8 points scored by Bird. Kelly Walsh, all 6 points scored by Cade Marsh. Bell dribbles at the left hand. Kick out, deep 3 by Cummings is way off. Bell grabs the offensive rebound, throws it up with the left hand, too strong. Scott races up with one hand, grabs it, and the foul will happen on the floor. South will keep it.
That foul is going to be called against Marsh, so he'll pick up that foul. And team's 4th against Casper Kelly Walsh here.
Marsh, his first. Ray to inbound it for Fightin' Bison. They'll go up to Cummings at the Bison horn. Bell with the basketball, stops at the elbow, puts up the bank shot, too strong, and the rebound comes down to Allaire, his 2nd one. Bradley running the point, baseball pass to Marsh. Marsh trying to drive baseline is going to be draw the foul, hand check foul, and the hand check foul, the culprit will be Hunter Scott.
He'll pick up his first, team's 3rd, called against Fightin' Bison.
Must be Jersey night by the South student section. A lot of jerseys on the other side. A Peyton Manning jersey, a Dwayne Wade. Some type of old school Nuggets jersey. Wiggins into the lane, puts up the left hand, too strong, grabs his own rebound. On the floor is Cummings, and Bird able to grab the rebound after Wiggins fell to the floor. And then stolen away, another steal for Kelly Walsh. It's the 5th turnover for South. Pacheco stops just inside the free throw line, rolls it in for 2.
And
we're tied up at 8.
Yeah, tied up once again as Cheyenne South. Again, turnovers now coming in plenty right now.
1 minute left in the first quarter. Someone other than Marsh and Bird finally get on the scoring line. Ray with the basketball. Bradley playing defense on him as Kelly Walsh and a man defense. Cummings with the fakes the pass one way, when I'll throw a baseball pass to Ray, who has to run that pass down right by half court. Bounce pass, Bird on the wing. Wiggins playing defense on him. Entry pass to Scott. Dribble handoff to Bird. Bird turn around from 6. Rolls it in. Bird's got a game-high 10. All 10 points for South, and a timeout called by Coach Bailey at 32nd. We'll take a quick 30-second as well right here on 1480 KRAE. 28.3 seconds left here in the first quarter. 10-8 South with the lead. Kelly Walsh with the basketball. Full court pressure here for the Fightin Bison. Bradley trying to direct traffic, goes to Pacheco, gets it across the timeline, dribbles with the left hand, hand off to Marsh. Now it's Allaire with it, throws up the shot with the left elbow. It's blocked by Bell. Ray comes up with the loose ball. Ray slows down. We'll go over to Cummings. There's 7 seconds left on the clock. Scott cutting, goes into the lane, blocked by Marsh, but comes to Bell. Bell left corner three, hits off the front iron, and that's the final horn. 10-8 the score after 1 quarter of play. We'll take a 1-minute timeout on 1480 KRAE. Bird for South scores all 10 points in the quarter. South have the 10-8 lead. They'll start with the basketball. They'll have Scott, Bell, Bird, Ray, and Cummings out on the floor. They're starting five. Kelly Walsh will counter with their starting five. Bradley Wiggins, Allaire, Marsh, and Pacheco.
It was a first quarter that had a lot of high emotion, a lot of high energy, but not a whole lot of offense by either team.
Bell with the basketball, fakes one way, will now hand it off to Bird up high. Wiggins playing defense on him. Ray gives him the high screen, dribbles with the left hand, now between the legs, fakes the pass one way, will go to Cummings on the right side. It's back to Ray at the top. Bell fakes the shot, now dribbling with the left hand, trying to back down Allaire. Still dribbling, he's in the key now. Hunter Scott needs to get out of the key, and they called the 3 second. He must have heard me, because Hunter Scott was camped out there with some marshmallows and some Hershey, waiting for some s'mores.
Absolutely, some s'more turnovers for Cheyenne South.
We're on fire here tonight.
I might as well feel a bit, at least, again, I've been on the road. I'm a little road, at least worrying, stir crazy.
10-8 the score still.
Feels good to be back in Cheyenne.
In early the second quarter, Bradley with the basketball for KW. Bradley dribbling with the left hand on the perimeter, picked up by Scott as the zone pressure. Pacheco wide open for three. It's short. The rebound will come down to Cummings, though, for South. His third rebound. Leandre Ray with the basketball, picked up by Bradley. Tries to get into the lane. Throws up the right-hand floater. It's short. The rebound comes to Bradley for K-Dub. Here comes Bradley now, quickly in transition. Stops at the right block. Hands off to Wiggins. Wiggins is blocked by Bell, but a foul is called on Ray for the block.
As you mentioned, Ray will pick up that foul. It'll be his first, team's fourth called against Cheyenne South here in this first half.
Wiggins will go to the line to shoot two. The first free throw attempts here for K-Dub. Team that shoots 57% on the season. They see Wiggins hit the first. Wiggins 48%, so.
In theory, he should miss the next one.
That's right. 10-9 the score. Wiggins' second one on the way. It's short, so he stays with the average. Cummings grabs his fourth rebound. Across the timeline. No one stops him. He's going coast to coast. May have gotten away with a travel. Instead, it's an and one. Bradley says he's straight up. Instead, he picks up his second foul. And Jaden Cummings grabs his first bucket. Will go to the line for three the hard way. 12-9 with 6:48 left here in the second quarter.
As you mentioned, Bradley picking up that foul. His second, team's fifth, called against the Trojans.
David DeBoer will come in, freshman guard for Kelly Walsh, and Bell will come out for Mascarenas.
As South right now having the three-point advantage, as we saw in these girls' contests. Boys similar here, kind of getting out strong or at least retaining the lead.
Coming short on the free throw attempt. South 0 for 5 from the free throw line to start here tonight. 6:45 left, 12-9 South with the lead though.
And that's a stat that Coach Jeff Bailey is not going to be too happy with after seeing the stat line tonight.
Wiggins with the basketball, dribbles with the right hand, kick out. Pacheco, right corner three is going to be well long. Bird grabs the rebound, his second one. Bird will slow it down. Jeff Bailey second-year coach for South, tapping his head, and Bird will do the same thing, calling out the play. Scott with the basketball. Backdoor cutting Cummings, and Scott led him too much. It's the 7th turnover for South.
Again, good play, good effort there, but just wasn't too quick on that, at least, pass.
Led him too much to Scott right there, too.
Yeah.
It led him underneath the basket.
Yeah,
Scott tapping his chest, saying, my bad. Wiggins, straightaway three, knocks it home. Wiggins, big three ball, ties the game up at 12 apiece with 6 minutes left on the Pepsi scoreboard here in the second quarter.
And it's kind of left this, at least, crowd here at South High at least a little bit quiet now.
Bird loses the handle, dribbles it off hands it off to Scott. Scott from 10, air ball, and a cheap foul by Mascarenas as he smacks Allaire on the back. It'll be his first foul.
His first, team's 5th called against the Fightin Bison.
For the first time, we'll see Marcus Manzanares come in as well as Maureen Alexander.
For the first time for Casper, Kelly Walsh are not going to send in 5. Instead, they're only going to send in 4.
Well, that's because Bradley's already out with his 2 fouls. So it is, again, Cockrum will be the newly one. He did not play in that first quarter. And Browning, Crilly, and Hansen for Kelly Walsh. Right wing, Browning gets into the lane. He's tripped up by Bird. Now Bird had just picked up his 2nd foul.
As you mentioned, Bird picking up his 2nd, team 6 against Cheyenne South.
See what Coach Bailey does here early in the second quarter, and his star player with 10 points right now and 2 fouls. Hansen has it in the corner, comes up top. DeBoer looking down low. Instead will pull from deep. Hits off the top of the left iron, then off the railing at the top. It'll go back to being South basketball.
South looking to regain the lead here on this offensive possession.
5:30 left in this second quarter. The reigning 4A state champions against South High. Fightin Bison looking to go 6-2. Deep three. Bird hits off the left iron. Mascarenas. It's Marcus that grabs it. Cummings, right corner three. It's long. Bird grabs the rebound. Bird's crossover, double team, kicks it out to Michael Mascarenas. He puts up the 3. It's off the mark, and grabbing the rebound was Browning. Get my rebounds caught up there with the extra attempts. Browning will put up the 2. It's off the back iron. Bird grabs another rebound, his 4th.
Yeah, for the Fightin Bison, they've been aggressive on both offensive and defensive rebounds here tonight.
Cummings with the basketball, jab steps, goes back to Bird. He'll put up another 3 ball from deep. It's off the front iron, and grabbing the rebound is Crilly, his 7th one. DeBoer across the timeline, tries to cross over and spin around, turnover, and that was really because of great defense by Bird, who stepped in the lane and made him take an extra step.
So it will be Cheyenne South basketball here. Get a chance once again for South to regain the lead here. And again, it's not like it's one and done opportunities for at least Fightin Bison. They're getting looks, they're getting shots, but just nothing is falling for them. Again, nothing's really falling for either team right now here in this first half.
Ray with the basketball will walk it across the timeline for South. Looks over at Bird. Backdoor cutting Bird, puts up the right hand shot. He's fouled. They'll go to the line to shoot 2. So that one couldn't roll in. See if Bird can be the first South player to hit a free throw as they're 0 for 5 at the charity stripe.
How about this? Crilly will pick up his 2nd foul, 16th foul called against the Trojans. So again, Crilly, who is right now senior, 6'4" for Casper, Kelly Walsh.
There's a free throw that's knocked down, and South retakes the lead, 13-12 with 4:21 left on the Pepsi scoreboard. Again, LCCC basketball tomorrow as they're back home at the rack. As Bird misses the 2nd one, Crilly grabs the rebound. His 8th rebound here in this first quarter and change.
And we'll talk more about the LCCC contest.
Another turnover, travel again. DeBoer back-to-back travels.
We'll talk more and set up that LCCC game coming up at halftime of this at least boys contest. As you hear the
fundamental call once again is the freshman from Kelly Walsh.
And hopefully get in the minds of Casper Kelly Walsh out here at South High.
Marcus with the basketball goes to Michael Manzanares. Bird has it on the left wing, stops, tries to lob it down low to Alexander. Great help defense by DeBoer. Another turnover, 8th one for South. And it's a foul by Cameron Bird. That's his 3rd.
That is not good for at least head coach Jeff Bailey, as Bird picks up his third. As you mentioned, 17th foul. Bonus time for Casper Kelly Walsh here for the remainder 3:54 here in this first half.
Well, I guess not. Because they just inbounded the basketball, did Kelly Walsh. So they missed something, but now they'll definitely go to the line as Maureen Alexander will pick up the foul.
Or at least you would hope so.
No, instead, yeah, they called it on Alexander.
Alexander who will pick up his second. Team's 8th called against Cheyenne South.
So Bastion at the line.
As now the officials are now going to convene and realize that, yes, it's now 8 fouls.
Oopsie.
We missed on that one. Sorry, head coach Randy Roden, that your team missed out on free throw opportunities a play ago.
He looks really upset, too.
Yeah.
Sitting down, leaning back in his chair. Hansen just 33% on the season, puts up the first, too strong, and the rebound will come to Cockrum. Right corner, Crilly, baseball pass to the left corner. There's 2 players there. It will be Cockrum who will hand it off to DeBoer. Up top, Browning looking down low. Alexander cuts right in front of Crilly to not allow that easy pass. In the corner, DeBoer will look over to the right wing and give it to Browning. As South in their zone defense, Browning gets it to the free throw line. Short on the shot. It's on the floor. Manzanares will come up with Marcus will grab the rebound. Dribbling with the right hand, now crossing over. Ray will throw up a right hand floater from the left elbow, and he gets it to fall.
That looked very pretty right there on that. It looked like it came with a little rainfall as well, too.
DeBoer with the basketball, dribbling with the right hand, will go to the right side. Crilly down low, extra pass to Browning in the short corner. Gets to the right block. It was blocked by Alexander Enbell, and then it's turned over. DeBoer for 3. It's short. Not a good shot there by the freshman after coming up with the steal. Ray slows down at the top of the arc, dribbles between the legs, now goes into the lane, puts up the shot. It's going to be a foul on the floor. Leandre Ray will go to the line to shoot 1-1.
As that will be the 17th foul called against Casper Kelly Walsh. DeBoer will pick up the foul. That will be his first. As again, another massive change for Casper Kelly Walsh, the Trojans.
Be all the starters except for Bradley that come in. DeBoer will stay out on the floor with the fact that Bradley has 2 fouls. Again, Bird on the bench for South. He had 10 points in the first quarter, but he's got 3 fouls now, so he'll stay on the bench, I would assume, for the rest of the half. South up 15-12. Ray's first free throw attempt on the way. It's short, and it's going to be a rebound grabbed by Allaire.
And with Bird on the bench for Cheyenne South, that is a big X factor that is no longer on the court for Jeff Bailey. We'll see how South responds.
Pacheco, dribble handoff to Allaire. Looks for Wiggins now, instead skip pass to Marsh. Pacheco has it on the wing at the free throw line. Kicked over to the right corner now for Marsh. DeBoer at the wing, slows it down. Now a couple of dribble, hand off to Cade Marsh. Wiggins at the top, gets into the lane around Ray. Nice job getting around Scott as he rolls it in with the right hand. He's got 6, the lead cut to 1. Here comes Ray with the right hand dribble, goes over to Marcus Manzanares. Bounce pass again, another steal, because either Hunter Scott's not holding his seal long enough or they're just not giving very good entry passes on the guards. Allaire, his shot's blocked by Bell, his 3rd block tonight. Pacheco grabs the loose ball, turnaround from 5's an air ball, and grabbed by Scott. Another turnover. Yeah. They're going to say it was touched by DeBoer, out of play. He'll stay South basketball.
I was about to say another great defensive play by Cheyenne South, but yet it's kind of been a common theme here in the second quarter of getting those rebounds, getting those defensive plays, but finding a way to cough it back up to Casper Kelly Walsh.
And I've been saying Michael Manzanares, I mean Michael Mascanares, as Michael Mascanares has checked into the game for Marcus Manzanares. Ray with the basketball behind the back, between the legs, working on Wiggins, gets into the lane, puts up the right hand floater. It's blocked though by Wiggins. Grabbing the loose ball is Hunter Scott, and he banks it in for 2. Lead back up to 3 with 1:10 left here in the second quarter.
The Cheyenne South team that is very aggressive on the boards, both offense and defense.
Wiggins has it on the left wing, fakes the shot, goes to DeBoer. DeBoer walks with the dribble twice, now down low. Marsh turn around from 5. That one rolls in through the right iron. And for Cade Marsh, he has a team-high 8 points.
As Cade Marsh had the height advantage, and again, that's going to be an easy basket for him.
Cummings drives hard, too strong off the back iron, and it's going to be last touch by South as it goes out of play. Good take by Cummings, just couldn't get the finish.
44 seconds here before halftime in this contest.
Kelly Walsh with only one lead in the game. It came by Cade Marsh, back-to-back buckets at 4-0. Haven't had the lead since, have a chance here with the bucket. Marsh hands it off to DeBoer on the right side, right in front of the south bench. Back up top, Marsh has the basketball. Marsh, one of the 3 returners that had a lot of playing time on this state championship team. Wiggins goes to the lane, throws it up, an offensive foul. Hunter Scott draws the charge.
As Wiggins will pick up that foul for the Trojans, his first, team's 8th.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe as Bird will come in with 18.7 seconds left, I'm pretty sure I heard last year at State, Isaiah Wiggins actually started at South his freshman year, and then they moved to Casper, and he transferred to Casper Kelly Walsh on that move. So back in a gym that he's fairly familiar with is Isaiah Wiggins. Ray across the timeline with 12 seconds left. Handoff to Mascaneris. Crossover dribble, gets in the lane, goes it over to Bell, stolen by Marsh, tries to save it. Ray will throw up the left wing 3 off the back iron, over the backboard. Bird saves it, and Mascaneris throws it up, but after the horn. South will have the lead after one half of play, 17-16. We'll take a 2-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Cheyenne South, where again we are at half of this boys contest between Casper Kelly Walsh and Cheyenne South, where South does have the 1-point advantage, 17-16. As I mentioned in the at least first half of this contest, we will have more basketball action coming up here on 1480 KRAE tomorrow, as it will be JUCO basketball with LCCC. And men and women, the Lady Golden Eagles and Golden Eagles, both coming off of victories up in Powell, Wyoming, taking care of business against Northwest College, the Lady Trappers and Trappers respectively. Again, LCCC looking to carry that momentum there at the rack as they will host nationally ranked teams. And we checked on this earlier, Chris, where again on the boys, at least on the men's and women's side, at least for Casper College, the Lady Thunderbirds and Thunderbirds, respectively, I do believe the men were coming in at number 18, the women coming in at number 19 nationally ranked. So again, tall task for head coach Brian Ortmeyer and his Lady Golden Eagles, tall task for head coach Jason Ficka and his Golden Eagles. Again, that will be a start time of 2 and 4 o'clock, respectively. Women up first, men up second, 2 and 4 o'clock tomorrow, live at the rack. About 1:40-ish pregame show with myself and Larry Proietti. Again, 1480 AM, 101.1 FM, 1480krae.com is where you can hear the contest and video live streaming as we do on 1480 KRAE, the YouTube side, and also to Periscope, which you can find via Twitter. Again, that Twitter account as well, too. Nick Wiles Sports. At Nick Wiles Sports is how you can tune in. And 5 different ways to tune in for high school basketball, for JUCO basketball here on 1480 KRAE.
Well, and sorry, I'm just looking at the stats real quick. You would think it was the first quarter. 17-60, especially the way the game started. It was a lot of points scored by Cameron Bird and Cade Marsh early.
I mean, there was a lot of defense. You give credit to both Cheyenne South and Casper Kelly Walsh. Again, a lot of defense was shown. Again, you had a lot of big blocks on, at least by Cheyenne South on this end. Offense still slow to go. Again, for Cheyenne South, they kind of went in bursts, little spurts there, at least in first and second quarters. Same with Casper Kelly Walsh. So, again, for Jeff Bailey, if anything, you're happy that you're ahead by 1 at the half right now against, again, let's not underplay it. Again, you are taking on right now the defending 4A state champions. You have a 1-point lead where, for Cheyenne South compared to last season, they're miles ahead of where they are right now here in 2019-2020, this regular season for the Fightin Bison.
Yeah, and as far as South goes, they're in the tougher side. They have Sheridan, they have Thunder Basin, they have Campbell County. They also have Central.
Central. You were just highlighting the northeast. Right. How about the southeast?
Right. No, I'm going north to south here, and then you have Central again. It was a close game at half, as we had mentioned, against Central Alliance.
Lovering had about 2 points at that point.
63-35 was what the finals. It was at half. It was 22-18. Final score 63-35. Central will stay undefeated and go 2-0 in the Taco John invite.
Yeah, but 8-0 overall as they continue that, at least this hot start here in this campaign. So, again, give kudos to Tag Lane and his bunch coming from behind, so to speak, finding a way to at least get it done in the second half and basically run Alliance out of the field house over there at Cheyenne Central.
And over at the Thunderdome, they're going into the fourth quarter, East with the 55-39 lead over Sheridan.
And that's big as well,
and that is big because Sheridan, I believe, is third or fourth, I believe, in the rankings currently. Yeah. And so for East, that could be a big statement win for them. The Lady Thunderbirds, the number 1 team in the state, they beat Rock Springs 61-37, and then the number 2 team, which is also in the same quadrant, it's the crosstown rival of East, and that's the Central Lady Indians. They win 61-21. Kelsey Bassert led the way for Central. She had 13 points in that game.
I know your mouth is watering for a lot of these crosstown rivalry games that are coming up very soon for us here on 1480 KRAE, whether it is Cheyenne South taking on Central, Central versus East, South versus East. We got a lot of talent here in just the Cap City, not only just here in the Southeast Quadrant, but here in Cheyenne. We got some very talented, very good teams that are expected to get to that state tournament, if not win the state championship.
Yeah.
Again, we have about 5 teams here in Cheyenne. And again, nothing against Chad DeBryan's squad, but again, they got a lot to at least internally look at and improve on before they are kind of considered with basically, again, Cheyenne South, at least the boys side of things, and then at least 4 teams on Cheyenne East and Cheyenne Central.
And let's not forget, too, our first matchup here that felt like it was a long time ago, but it was an overtime victory for South Lady Fightin Bison over the Lady Devils from Evanston. That was a 43-41 overtime winner.
That felt like an eternity ago.
Yes. And again, as you were saying, Nick, you had a chance to go on the Wyoming Sports Podcast last week, I believe, or at least before the new year, before you headed out to Phoenix with LCCC, and you talked about how the capital city really is the talk of the state of Wyoming when it comes to basketball because of how good they are on the boys and the girls side.
Yeah.
We'll take our final 2-minute timeout of the quarter. We'll come back and give you the stats from the first half and get you set up for our third quarter. 2-minute timeout on 1480 KRAE. Well, let's look at our first half point totals. 17-16 our score for Kelly Walsh. 6 points for Wiggins, 8 points for Cade Marsh to lead the way for Kelly Walsh. 2 points for Tyler Pacheco. For South, 11 points for Cameron Bird, then 2 apiece for Ray Cummings and Hunter Scott. Not a lot of scorers on the line thus far, but a couple of them with some heavy totals in Cade Marsh and Cameron Bird. Bird has 3 fouls. He's out on the floor with Cummings, Ray, Bell, and Scott for South. Kelly Walsh will counter with their starting 5 in Marsh, Bradley, Wiggins, Allaire, and actually Keaton Crilly will get the start here in this second half, in this third quarter. And Kelly Walsh will start with the basketball, now going right to left.
And the key thing for Cheyenne South to come away and at least hopefully get the sweep here, at least for Cheyenne South, again, girls and boys. For the boys right now, it's pretty much of you need to crisp up at least the offensive play, but keep that defensive effort that you were showcasing, and also to keep up with those rebounds that we saw in the first half.
Left side, it's right in front of the bench. Cade Marsh has the basketball, goes up top. Allaire has it on the wing. Bradley, short corner on the right side. His shot is short. Cummings jumps up high to grab the rebound, his 5th one. Here comes Cameron Bird, his first touch of the third quarter. Wiggins up high on him. They go to Ray on the left side. South's going to have to find some other scoring. Maybe Kevin Bell, who's held scoreless, averaging 9.5 a game. He'll pass it off to Bird on the right wing. Looking down low is Hunter Scott. That pass hasn't been there the few times they've tried. A nice backdoor cutting to Cummings, and instead of just going straight up for it, he pump faked. Luckily for him, he'll go to the line and shoot 2.
As it looks like that's going to be called against Marsh, so that'll be the first team foul called against Casper Kelly Walsh here. For Marsh, he'll pick up his second.
67% on the season. As a team, they shoot 65%, so that 1 for 6 in that first half, very rare. Make that 1 for 7 as Jaden Cummings misses his first. He's now 0 for 2. Bird was 1 for 6 in that first half from the free throw line.
Yeah, free throws were not too pretty for the Fightin Bison in that first half.
Cummings, a little bit better arc there, better result as everyone rolls in. 18-16 the score, South with the lead. Baseball pass to Crilly. Crilly with the right-hand dribble will now go to Allaire, hands it off to the point guard, Michael Bradley. Long pass down low in the corner. Left-hand shot thrown up by Marsh as he holds it up there, and he rattles it home for 2. He's got 10 points, and we're tied up at 18.
Yeah, tied up once again, as this is a back-and-forth, at least contest between these two.
Ray with the basketball. High screen from Scott. Instead, he just rolls. Ray will kick it out. Bell left corner 3. It's short. Grabbing the rebound is Wiggins. Wiggins quickly in transition. Nobody stops him. Instead, he hands it off to Bradley. Bradley puts up the 3. He's yet to score. He misses the shot. Wiggins going to be called for the push-off. His second, team second. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, nobody has hit a 3 here in this game. Actually, Wiggins hit a 3 straight away in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was early on, but since then, it has been pretty dead quiet from behind the arc.
Make that second quarter is when he hit that. But Bell's 0 for 4. Bird's 0 for 3 from 3. Landry Ray 0 for 2. Ray gets the basketball. Cummings is also 0 for 2. Ray step back from the straight side. Said it will go to Bird. Pump fake. Crossover dribble, but doesn't go anywhere with it. Ray with the basketball up top. Long pass down low. Scott, the tight end on the football team, with a nice catch. Nice dish, and then Wiggins blocks it out of play, but will draw the foul on the offhand. That was on the shoulder of Bird, and Bird will go to the line to shoot 2.
How about a quick second one for at least Wiggins, his team third called against the Trojans.
Gonna have to cash these ones in if you're South. Want to pull off an upset here tonight. Bird, nothing but nets.
And a close one like this. Yeah, a close one like this contest is what we're seeing. Again, free throws matter, and that's where, again, Jeff Bailey, again, not going to be too happy with at least seeing that stat line of how his team shot from the charity stripe.
Mascarenas will come in for Cummings. Pacheco in for Wiggins, again, who just picked up his 3rd foul. Bird's second free throw, rattles in and out, and Allaire grabs his 4th rebound. Bradley will walk it across the timeline. Bradley averaging 10 points on the season, doesn't have a bucket here so far. Got in foul trouble early in the first half. Marsh, who has 10 points, goes to Allaire. Kicked out in the left corner. Bradley, another 3-ball attempt. Rattles in and out. Marsh grabs the offensive rebound. Will put it up and one. He's got 12, and Hunter Scott Guilty party.
Yeah, he'll pick up his second foul. Team's first call against Cheyenne South here in this quarter.
Marsh, just his second game as he started the season out hurt. So we'll see Raymond Doherty check in for Mascarenas.
A chance to extend out this lead. 1 point advantage right now for the Trojans.
Marsh free throw attempt. That one rolls in through the front iron. First lead in a while since 2-0 or 4-0 really, which was Cade Marsh that gave him that lead. He does it here in the second half. 21-19 the score. Scott has it on the block. Turnaround jumper. Big shot. Good. Little Tim Duncan-esque right there by Hunter Scott. We're tied up at 21.
Little backcourt pressure there by Cheyenne South.
Pacheco gets it across the timeline. Throws it over to Bradley, and here is Crilly. Deep two for Ashley Allaire with a deep two, his first 2 points tonight. Kelly Walsh retakes the 2-point lead.
As now we're seeing offensive rhythm between these two going back and forth.
Bird with the basketball, working on Bradley. Dribbles between the legs, fakes it one way, and now gives it out to Ray. Dribble handoff, Bird with the basketball, working on Bradley. Spin move, gets in the lane, big shot, rolls out, and the rebound will come to Crilly. Crilly has 9 rebounds now.
Just a little long and strong on that shot.
Pacheco with the basketball, 4:35 left here in this third quarter on the Pepsi scoreboard. Bradley, nobody guarding him, rolls it, lays it in for 2. His first 2 points tonight.
And guess what? When you're not going to guard him or at least be lax on the defensive side, he's going to make it pay. Now 4-point advantage for the Trojans.
Here comes Kelly Walsh. They have a 25-21 lead. Hunter Scott gets it way up high for South. Looking for someone to cut. Instead, will come out to Bird. High screen. Bird trying to drive baseline. He's cut off. Puts it up from 15. It's short. Rebound comes to Allaire. Allaire across the timeline. Goes to Bradley. Bradley looking to go coast to coast. It's a block and one. Michael Bradley, back-to-back buckets, will have a chance for 3.
And they're going to call that one against, it looks like, Bell.
Isaiah Spillane will come in for Kelly Walsh, Bastion Hansen, as well as Colin Booz for Kelly Walsh.
As Bell will pick up that foul. Team second call against Fightin Bison here.
Alexander will come in for South. And if there's Leandre Ray, I was going to say, if I'm not mistaken, South only has 4 players on the floor. And one opportunity is missed. It's last touched by Kelly Walsh. Will be South basketball as David DeBoer will come in for Kelly Walsh. 4 minutes and 3 seconds left, 27-21. Kelly Walsh really coming out of the half, guns a-blazing.
With their largest lead of this evening so far.
And we got a double foul. It'll be on Alexander for South, and it'll be on Bastion Hansen for Kelly Walsh, and it will be the possession arrow, I think, should be in South's favor, so it'll stay South's
We also do have the play clock running here for whatever reason currently, as it's counting down.
It's all right, running clock. Nobody's worse for the weary here.
I guess that's true.
Kevin Bell with the basketball. Nobody sees it, so.
I guess I did.
Andre Way with the basketball. Pacheco playing defense up high on him. Down low, Bell. Nice defense by David DeBoer, who comes up with the steal. It's another turnover for South.
About 20 seconds elapsed, at least time ticked off.
Spillane with the basketball, kicks it up top. Booz at the top. Ray sags inside. Booz jab steps, now gives it to Pacheco. Pacheco, right-hand dribble behind the back, slows it down, hands it off to DeBoer. DeBoer, crossover, step back three. It's going to be an air ball. Pacheco, he'll put up a 3 from the left wing. Hits long, and Bird grabs the rebound, his 5th one. 2:57 left here in the third quarter. 27-21, Kelly Walsh with the lead, and Coach Bailey's going to call a timeout. It's a full one. We'll take a 1-minute timeout here as well on 1480 KRAE. 2:52 left on the clock here in the third quarter. Probably should be closer to about 3:12, but hey.
Yeah, I had about 3:09 when I hit my clock, but either way, though, I guess everyone's realizing that it's approaching 10 o'clock. We're, again, due to the fact of that overtime game that everyone's just wanting to get out of here.
Bird with the basketball for South. Had it poked away by Booz, but they're going to call Booz for the reach.
As that will be the 5th team foul.
Here comes Jaden Cummings. He'll come in for Doherty.
As you mentioned, Boros will pick up his first foul, team's 5th against Casper Kelly Walsh. Again, 3rd team foul for Cheyenne South that we at least failed to mention.
It's Bell with the basketball at the top, goes to Bird. Right wing 3 by Bird, hits off the right iron. A long rebound comes to Spillane. Spillane may have gotten away with the double dribble as well. Across the timeline, Spillane still trying to gather himself. He's able to do so and hand it off to Booz. Booz with the basketball. Goes with the right-hand pass over to Spillane. Gets into the lane, goes Spillane. Right hand, too strong. Rebound comes to Alexander for South. Across the timeline, Leandre Ray for South. 27-21. Kelly Walsh with the lead. Ray into the lane. Kick out. Bird doesn't take the 3 this time. Kicks it out to Ray up top. Bell fakes it one way, looking to go the other. Instead holds on to it. Picks up his dribble, hands it off to Bird. Bird spins around between the legs, tried to step back but lost the handle. Kick over to Bell. Bell deep 3. That's too strong. Cummings grabs the offensive rebound. He tries to go up with the right hand. Shot and it rattles home. Gets shot there by Cummings, and they needed a bucket.
An off-balance shot there again, errant.
And Kelly Walsh on the inbound, they stepped over the line, so South will get the basketball back.
As everyone was kind of stunned on that one, everyone kind of looked at Jeff Bailey as if he was doing something on the court. And instead, it's now South High basketball. What a weird play that was.
Ray with it, comes inside, now through the hands and stolen by DeBoer. Another turnover, the 10th turnover. DeBoer on the corner, step back, gets it down low. Hansen throws it up, short, grabs his own rebound, banks that one home.
As again, Casper Kelly Walsh finding that offensive rhythm here in this third quarter. 6-point lead.
6-point lead, 29-23, 1:10 left here in the quarter. Bird picks up his dribble, hands it off to Ray in the corner. Down low, Bird working on Booz, double dribbled, then traveled and made that. The shot was short. Booz grabs the rebound. 3-on-2. Booz in the corner, goes to Pacheco, left wing 3. It's too strong. Booz grabs the rebound. It's on the floor. Bell comes up with the steal. It's a turnover for Kelly Walsh, just their 8th.
South slow to get it over the timeline, just taking their time here.
Ray with the left-hand dribble at 40 seconds left. Cummings in the lane, kick out. Bell open in the right corner. That one's nothing but nets. Bell with his first bucket comes out a big time, cuts the lead in half.
Another shot in the arm there for Cheyenne South. Big 3 there for the Fightin' Bison.
25 seconds left, 29-26. Kelly Walsh with the lead. Booz with the basketball. Looking to go down low to Hansen. Instead, will dribble it over to Pacheco on the right wing. Pacheco, kick over. Spillane, he'll put up the 3. That one's nothing but net. That's a big answer there for Esias Spillane, his first bucket of the night. Lead back to 6. Bird, crossover, gets in the lane, jump stop, right-hand scooper off the mark, and that will be the final horn. Kelly Walsh creating some distance, up 32-26, a 1-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. Michael Mascaneris and Marcus Manzanares check in for South. Bird and Ray will take a seat, as well as Alexander. Scott will check back in.
We have another scoreboard issue, or at least scorekeeper issue here, as they're trying to figure out the possession arrow, and they're going to point it towards Cheyenne South.
Well, and it...
now instead of Kelly Walsh inbounding it, they're going to say the ball should be with Cheyenne South. So again, another confusion here by this officiating crew.
Well, actually, it should be Kelly Walsh's ball, because on the double foul, that's a possession arrow change.
Yeah.
And they didn't change it. So nonetheless,
either
Cummings
way,
with the basketball. To start the fourth quarter, 32-26. Cummings turnaround jumper, hits off the right iron, and the rebound will come to Scott, who puts up the shot, and he's fouled on the way up by Cade Marshall, pick up his third foul.
Yeah, that's a big one.
South will have the Mascaneris and Manzanares with Bell, Scott, and Cummings to start the quarter.
16th foul called against Casper. Kelly Walsh there.
Starting 4 of the 5 out on the floor with Crilly out there instead of Allaire. Cummings jab step on Wiggins, gets in the lane, puts up the right-hand shot. It's short, almost works like a pass to Hunter Scott, who lays it in. He's got 6, the lead's cut to 4 with 7.5 left in the fourth quarter.
Good start there for the Fightin Bison.
Bradley with the basketball, looking for someone to pop out. We'll give it up to Marsh. Marsh working on Scott. Jab step, dribbles twice, 3 times, and will keep his dribble. So he now goes in the left hand with the lane, pose up the right hand. Floater gets it to go. He's got a game high.
As I gave
15.
As I gave high praise for the South High defense, it's not really showing up here in this second half, allowing easy baskets for the Trojans.
Bell with the basketball, gets in the lane with the left hand, throws up the floater. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 on the air ball.
That'll be 17th foul called against Casper. Kelly Walsh. They're going to call that against Wiggins, so he'll pick up his 4th. That's big.
Yes, that's a guy that you wouldn't mind having off the floor.
Yeah.
If you're South.
And we'll see what head coach Randy Roden does with that, as it looks like he's going to be pressed at least into service. Pacheco.
Bell's first free throw attempt on the way is short. This team has struggled from the free throw line.
If you hit at least 50%, again, you would be at least within this contest. Again, this is something that Jeff Bailey, after seeing this film, is going to be, hey guys, we gotta work on this.
They're 3 of 12 right now for 25%. Bell's second one, 4 of 13 as he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Leads cut back down to 5. Bradley with the basketball. It's been as much as 7 for Kelly Walsh tonight. Bradley goes over to Pacheco on the left wing. Manzanares playing defense on him. Marsh open for 3. It's short. Bird grabs the rebound, who checks in. Marsh 0 for 4 from threes. Everything he's done has been in the paint. Jab step by Manzanares, kicks it out. Bell fakes the shot, now gets into the lane, throws up the left-hand floater. It's blocked by Crilly. Marsh had it taken away from him, but they're going to call a reach-in by Marcus Manzanares.
Yeah, Manzanares will pick up that foul. It'll be his first, team's 4th called against Cheyenne South.
Bradley with the basketball, gets it across the timeline. Goes over to Pacheco. And Manzanares playing defense up high on Manzanares, or on Pacheco. Crilly, dribble handoff, Bradley into the lane, puts up the right hand floater, he gets it to go.
Again, a wide open lane, just a collapse by the Cheyenne South defense.
Scoreless in the first half by Bradley. He's got 6 here in this second half. Mascarenas goes to Manzanares, fakes the shot, dribbles with the right hand, will go over to Bird on the right wing. Deep 3 for Cameron Bird. Short. Bradley grabs the long rebound. Here comes Michael Bradley in transition. He's going to be called on the hand check by Kevin Bell. It will be the 5th team foul only, though, for South, with 5:42 left in the quarter.
And for Bell, that'll be his first foul. We'll say second. You're holding up second. I do believe he had one earlier.
Yeah, so I thought so too, but it does say 1, so.
I guess it's been a long day for the scorekeeper here.
Pacheco on the left corner will dribble it up top. Marsh has the basketball, fakes the shot, gets into the lane, stops at the elbow, and then dribbles it back up. He'll put up the 3 ball. It's short again. Bastion Hansen grabs the offensive rebound and lays it in for 2.
Again, this Cheyenne South defense right now just looks tired out there. They're just allowing easy rebounds and shots for the Trojans.
It just looks like, too, Kelly Walsh may have woken up a little bit from that halftime.
Bell into the lane, puts up the shot. It's blocked by Hansen. Here comes Pacheco in transition. Nobody stops him. He hands it off to Allaire, lays it in with the right hand.
And how about this now? 11-point advantage for the Trojans.
And a timeout called by Coach Jeff Bailey. It will be a full one. We'll take a 1-minute timeout as well. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on 1480 KRAE. Well, South down by 11, largest here with 5 minutes exactly left here in the fourth quarter timeout situation. 5 timeouts for Coach Randy Roden and Kelly Walsh, 2 left for Coach Bailey.
And I think you alluded to it, Chris, there as we were heading into that timeout for Casper Kelly Walsh. This is the Trojans team that it feels like at half pretty much woke up. Again, Cheyenne South unfortunately woke up a sleeping giant, a sleeping beast. And right now the Trojans showcasing off of why they are the defending 4A state champions.
Bird will inbound it, gives it off to Ray. Bird had 10 points in the first quarter, has had 1 cent or 2 cents. Long three by Bell off the mark. Cummings grabs the offensive rebound, goes up with the shot. He's fouled by Hansen. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
As that'll be the 18th foul called against Casper Kelly Walsh again. As you mentioned, Hansen picking up that foul. It'll be his first.
4 of 13 from the free throw line tonight is South. First one on all the way by Cummings is good. He is 2 of 5.
Makes it only now a 10-point advantage for Kelly Walsh.
Make that 2 of 4. His 5th one is coming. Too strong, and Hansen grabs the rebound for Kelly Walsh. 30-40. Kelly Walsh with the lead. Bradley. Lob pass to Allaire. Every time Allaire catches it, you see the JV team cheer over there for Kelly Walsh.
Get a little excited.
Bradley, deep 2. Misses the iron. Hansen grabs the rebound. Throws it back in just inside the free throw line. It's another extra opportunity that turns into 2 points for Bastion Hansen.
Which Casper was not getting early in that first half. Now seeing it heir apparent.
Ray with the basketball. Down low. Mishandled by Scott. Able to grab it back though and lay it in with the right hand. He's got 8. Lead back to 10 with 4:05 left.
And that's what South needs to do, is establish some presence on the inside.
Bradley did a great job dribbling through 4 South players on the full court pressure. Down low, Allaire blocked by Bell. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And we're waiting for that foul call to be possibly on Bell, which it will be. Team 6 foul called against Cheyenne South. Again, as they put up 2 for Bell, we have 3 on him. But I guess we will go off of the 2 of at least here at Cheyenne South.
Right. Because I guess that matters. Our stats don't really matter. Well, ours are the unofficial kind.
Well, again, we go back to that Greeley, at least tournament, where we had a few players foul out, evidently according to our stats, but never did.
Allaire goes 0 for 2 at the line. Hansen, another offensive rebound, and he lays it in for 2.
Again, another defensive miscue by Cheyenne South. They're just collapsing on this end.
6 second chance points in the quarter for Bastion Hansen. Lead up to 12. It's the largest of the night. Bird goes with the right hand, gets around Bradley, but has it pinned against the right iron. He shakes his right hand. Pacheco with the basketball. Fouled by Kevin Bell. Tell you what, Bell's going to foul out of this thing in a hurry.
Well, he should have his 4th here, but instead they'll say his 3rd. 17th foul called against Cheyenne South. Both teams in the bonus for the remainder of this contest.
Marsh and Wiggins will check in for Kelly Walsh.
As Bell will exit out of this contest with his 3rd foul.
Mascarenas will check in for South to spill said Bell. Pacheco on the season a 79% free throw shooter. A foul over the back. I think that's
on Bird.
It's going to be on Marsh, actually.
Yeah,
Or no, Cummings.
Yeah, Cummings will pick up his second, team's 8th.
It's a loose ball foul, so there's not going to be any free throws.
We have a timeout called by Jeff.
No, a technical.
Oh, a technical.
On Coach Bailey.
As a ref
so
was
a technical foul is called as Coach Bailey did not like the foul call, and Cade Marsh will go to the line to shoot the 2 technical foul shots.
And he let that official know on that, but again, he was not having any part of it.
Maybe trying to find some way to get his team going too, try to
get some fire on the
right.
As the refs convene and try to figure out who's going to be taking the shot.
Well, instead it's going to be Bastion Hansen. That's interesting.
6'5".
Maybe this is the 1-and-1 here. So they'll do the 1-and-1, and then they'll do the technical foul shot. Now here comes the technical foul shot. Of course, they should have done the technical foul shot,
and then the
1-and-1. So they got that.
They
got that mixed up. Marsh to attempt the technical foul shots. First one is good. Again, a game high 16 for Cade Marsh after struggling last night, according to Coach Randy wrote it. Second one on the way. That one's also good. He's got team high 16.
Again, a weird sequence of events right there between these two. Again, Jeff Bailey picking up the technical, and again, Casper Kelly Walsh cashing in at least with 2 there on the free throw shots.
Yeah, again, it's puzzling because it should have been the technical.
And then allow teams to go for the 1-on-1 because that is only the 19th foul called against Cheyenne South, even with that technical.
Right, and then turns into a live ball situation as well. Wiggins with the basketball, gets into the lane, throws up the left hand. It's short. Rebound comes to Bird. Bird with 7 rebounds. And now in transition, here comes Cameron Bird. Hands it off. Ray, straightaway 3, high arcing 3, rattles home for Leandre Ray. He's got 5. The lead's cut to 11. Full court pressure here for South. Bradley throws it deep to Marsh, and now it's 2-on-1, but instead Marsh wisely holds it up with 2:50 left on the Pepsi scoreboard.
As the Trojans look like just trying to kill some time off the clock.
As you say that, a 3 ball's put up by Pacheco. Marsh grabs the offensive rebound, short on the first one, grabs it again, throws it up, and 1.
How about that effort as he's falling down to get that to go through. Count the basket and a chance for N1 for Casper here.
Call the foul on Mascarenas.
His second, team's 10th, so double bonus for Casper Kelly Walsh here. As this game is now starting to get well out of hand for the Fightin Bison.
Marsh will shoot 1. And that is his 20th point. He just swished through the net. 49-35, Bird with the basketball. 2:35 left on the Pepsi scoreboard.
As this looks like a completely different Cheyenne South team from what we saw in the first half. Team that had a lead at a point in time in this game.
Andre Ray will shoot the deep 3. It's an air ball. Mascarenas grabs the rebound, though. Dribbles once, throws it over to Ray. Marsh with the save on the steal. Here comes Pacheco across the timeline, slows it down. We'll hand it off to Cade Marsh. Marsh will slow it down, goes to Wiggins. Wiggins will put up the 3. That one rattles in for Isaiah Wiggins. His second 3 ball.
It almost spit out for him, but at least it fell.
17-point lead for Kelly Walsh, the largest of the evening. Bird step back 3. Bank shot off the mark. Cummings grabs the rebound, falls to the floor. No foul call. And South will retain possession.
As Jeff Bailey, again, not too happy with at least the missed call there.
Ray will inbound it, goes to Alexander in the corner. Bounce pass down low, Cummings on the block. Turn around, and he's fouled on the floor. He will go to the line to shoot 1-and-1.
19 foul call against the Trojans. Pacheco will pick up his first foul.
Promising start for South, but in this second half, as you said, Nick, it's been nothing but Kelly Walsh as Cummings is short on the free throw.
And the shocking thing is that South on paper should be very competitive with this Trojans team, and they were in that first half, but the halftime came at the wrong time.
Wiggins with the basketball. We'll hand it off to Bradley in the corner. Bradley will put up the 3-ball. Rattles in and stays out as Leandre Ray will grab the rebound. Ray has a wide open Bird, gives it to him. Doesn't take the 3 though, as Bradley did a good job closing out. We're at 1:05 left on the Pepsi scoreboard. Kick out, Mascarenas in the corner. Extra pass over to Ray, between the leg dribble. Throws up the wild shot, rattles in and out. Bradley grabs the rebound. Here comes Michael Bradley. He's fouled by Cummings, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
As Cummings, that should be his 3rd foul. Again, Casper Kelly Walsh already in the double bonus.
54.1 seconds left here.
With this loss for Cheyenne South, they're going to fall to 5-3 overall.
And for Kelly Walsh, he'll move to 500 on the season as Bradley misses the first. Both teams not shooting the free throw very well at all. Bradley's 0 for 2. Wiggins is 1 for 2. 0 for 2 is Hanson. 0 for 2 is Caden Allaire. Marsh is 4 for 4, is the only one that's been able to do it as Bradley goes 0 for 2, and Bird grabs his 8th rebound. Bird, deep 3, short, rebound Wiggins. Wiggins will slow it down with 43 seconds left on the game clock. Marsh has the basketball, will slow it down. No interest in really trying to push the tempo.
Yeah, for Kelly Walsh's play, keep away here. And it looks like that's pretty much what they're going to do and solidify this victory.
Marsh backdoor cutting, but instead of going up for it, instead will keep dribbling with 19 seconds left. Bradley up top. Bradley dribbles with the left hand, lob pass over to Pacheco. 8 seconds left. Wiggins has it, goes in the wing. Bastion back up to Bradley, and that will be the final horn. It's going to be a final. Kelly Walsh 52, South High Fightin Bison 35. The reigning 4A state champions take care of business here in the Fightin Bison Gymnasium. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll have our final stats for you right here on 1480 KRAE.
College. It's filled with classrooms, instructors, and exams. But beyond that, it's filled with curiosity, budding friendships, insightful conversations, and so many opportunities. There will be people like you, and you, and you. You'll work, you'll play, you'll struggle, and you'll succeed. But when you allow yourself to pursue your dreams, you'll learn what you're truly made of.
If you're looking for fun and style, then the new 2019 Kia Optima has what you need. And here at Kia of Cheyenne, we can help you own one. I'm AJ Miller, and the 2019 Kia Optima will reward your daily drive with comfort, performance, and advanced engineering. Kia Optima technology, your phone allows access to remote lock or unlock, climate control, 24-hour roadside assistance, and much more. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy.
Back inside Fightin Bison Stadium here, where it's a 52-39 winner for Casper Kelly Walsh over South Fightin Bison. Let's take you first through our individual point totals. Cade Marsh led the way for Kelly Walsh. He had 20 points, 8 points for Bastion Hanson, 9 points for Isaiah Wiggins, 6 for Bradley, 3 for Asai Spillane, 2 for Tyler Pacheco. Caden Allaire also chipped in with 4. For South High Fightin Bison, they're led by Cameron Bird, who scored 12 points, 10 of them in the first quarter. 8 points for Hunter Scott, 6 points for Jaden Cummings, 5 for Leandre Ray, 4 for Kevin Bell. And I didn't keep a running tally on the turnovers, but it was reaching close to 20 in that game for South, whereas Kelly Walsh, they only ended up with 12 turnovers in the game.
And the disappointing thing for Cheyenne South in the Fightin Bison is that you had this team at half. You had this team on paper basically beat if you just played that same style of basketball that you had in the first and the second. But again, turnovers, just errant shots, again, rush shots also too, again, defensive miscues, defensive mistakes. Again, it was that proverbial tell of two halves for Cheyenne South, of where first half you did phenomenal. You had the lead. You took this team out, at least you took them to bay. You took care of them. In the second, it was a little bit of Casper Kelly Walsh waking up, realizing that, hey, we need to play better basketball, but also too, it was Cheyenne South also too, basically saying, hey, Kelly Walsh, here's another turnover for you to cash in, and if not, whittle down our lead and then take the lead over us.
Yeah, and another thing is Kelly Walsh, their shots fell in the second half. They didn't fall in the first half. They had plenty of opportunities and a lot of high percentage areas, and they didn't fall, whereas in the second half, they did fall. And for Cade Marsh, who had a rough night last night in his first game, coming back from injury, did not have a rough night here tonight because South did not have an answer for him.
Well, again, as this is going to be our only night for at least this Taco John's Invitational, again, at least for the Lady Fightin Bison getting the final overtime over Evanston, the Lady Red Devils. Congratulations to Chad DeBryan and his squad getting that victory. At least for Jeff Bailey and his Fightin Bison, though, unfortunately could not get the victory against Casper Kelly Walsh. Again, give credit to the Trojans, again, defending 4A state champions. Got a lot of returning talent a part of that team. And again, they basically turned it up in that second half and took care of business against Cheyenne South. So to set things up for our next high school action, again, as this is our only night for at least the Taco John's Invitational, we will be back here at Fightin Bison Gymnasium this Tuesday, as we will see these same two teams out on the court as they will host Scotts Bluff. So again, a little more non-conference out-of-state action. Again, as we get set for conference, or at least the Eastern Conference play, set to start up in about a week or so here in the state of Wyoming. So that is our next high school action with myself and Chris Polton, again, coming up this Tuesday, South versus Scotts Bluff. However, we will have more basketball action coming up tomorrow at JUCO side here in town over at the RAC LCCC. Again, men and women hosting the nationally ranked teams of Casper College, the Lady Thunderbirds and Thunderbirds in town over at the RAC. 2 and 4 p.m. Women up first, men up second. About 1:40-ish pregame show here on 1480 AM, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com, and video live streaming on YouTube and the Periscope live stream. So looking forward to it. Again, myself, Larry Proietti, out at the RAC as we will see LCCC in action. Again, finally here in Cheyenne, as we've been on the road for quite some time with that team.
Well, we want to thank the man back at the house, Trowa Elbert-Armstrong, for doing everything he needed to do and really pulling a late-nighter almost out there, as we were, again, supposed to get started at 6:30. We're about an hour behind there, and then, of course, we're an hour behind after the boys game that did at least go a little bit faster because it didn't go into overtime. But for my partner, Nick Proietti, I am Chris Polton. We'll take you back to your regular scheduled program.